Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is JahLogic, and you're watching the Morning Rant. And with me, I have my two co-hosts, Vanessa, Smilez, and Stephon. Your mics is off Teddy Riley. I can talk.
Oh, shoot. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning, Steph.
Good morning, man. Always good back to be here.
Yeah, man.
Vanessa Smilez.
Always good to see my team.
What's going on? Red cheetah print. I see you, girl.
I had to bring up something bright because it's mad gloomy outside. This hurricane is about to come through.
Yeah, it's gloomy on my side too. Antoinette says good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Antoinette.
Brooklyn Honcho says salute everyone. Salute to you. And I definitely want to say salute to Brooklyn Honcho for that gracious donation he sent yesterday. I appreciate you, good brother. And hopefully we don't make you too sad this morning with the fuck shit. But you know, we're gonna try to have a balance. So we're gonna try to have a balance this morning as well. I think we got Queen Mocha on the way pulling up.
Nice.
And once again, good morning to everyone and thank you for being here. You know what I'm saying? So first we're gonna talk about what did we say we were gonna talk about first? We were gonna do somewhat of an update, right? So earlier in the week we spoke about Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon has been charged with I guess manipulating the funds for the so-called wall they were building. And of course they're not building a fucking wall. You know what I mean? So we definitely want to talk about this story too first because it's an update. And basically the article comes to us via US Times. And I don't think I have to pull it up on the screen. It doesn't really have a video to it. You know what I mean? So I probably won't pull it up on the screen this time. But I will read the article. And once again, we're talking about Steve Bannon right now, the guy who took the money, well, most of the money, and used it for personal gain from the actual wall. And the article goes on to say, Bannon won't have to come to Manhattan Courthouse next week for a hearing on charges that he defrauded donors to fund donors to a fund promoted to build a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border. U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres, the President Donald Trump's former chief strategist, can appear in court along with three co-defendants on a video screen because of the health threat posed by the coronavirus. So basically, they're using the coronavirus to allow this man to exercise his white privilege. So I didn't even talk about I didn't even state the name of the article, and the name of the article just simply put Steve Bannon court appearance next week will be electronic, which is some bullshit. So this dude committed high crime. You know what I mean? He took money that was said to be used for our country, and even though most of us didn't agree with that shit, the ones who did donate it so that shit can happen. And now he's appearing in court via being electronic. You know what I'm saying? So how do y'all feel about this right here?
Want me to go first?
Yeah, why not? Steph, go ahead first.
Man, shout out to Steve Bannon. You know what I'm saying? Getting over on the white racists, making a killing, living a lavish lifestyle, and then you don't even got to show up to court. You can do it virtual. When you talking about a brother who is taking full advantage of what's going on, oh man, it's beautiful. That's the American dream. Steve Bannon is living the American dream. He got a president in office who was completely underqualified. He finessed racist people into giving them millions of dollars to build a wall that's never going to be built. And now he's not even having to show up to court. I don't even think he should go to jail. Let's be honest. What's the crime in this? All right. You paid for racism.
That's what you
That's
get.
what you paid for. You didn't get it. Exactly. You got finesse. That's what you got.
Let me ask you something, Steph. Does it look like he's worried about the coronavirus in this picture right here?
Oh no! If everybody got a mask around him, why he worried? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
Vanessa,
that's my thing. If y'all wearing y'all masks, y'all ain't got to worry about me wearing mine.
Thank you. Mind the business that pays you.
Shit, that's how I'm gonna feel about.
Now.
That's how I'm gonna feel about the vaccine when that shit come out. You got your shit. You got your shit. All right, cool.
That's nice. Don't worry about me. No, I just want to say honestly, I think he's being set up. I think that there's a lot of heat on Trump, and Trump is throwing his friends underneath the bus. Trump is singing like Tekashi 6ix9ine, and he just put Steve Bannon in the way. Steve Bannon has a net worth of $48 million. This this fund to pay for the wall was $25 million. He only has been allegedly accused of taking $1 million out of that $25 million. So it's like, does he really need to? Like, I don't feel like he has a need to actually take that money. So it seems like a huge setup. Like that 1 million seems like light work, but I think Trump has set him up. And I think that he's right when he says that even in the article, they said Smiling Bannon referenced the criminal case, saying that the entire fiasco is to stop people who want to build a wall. I think that this is just a huge distraction. I don't even think it's about him. I think it's bigger than that. But they need something to have an excuse to, I guess, push it along.
All right. Well, there is a video apparently, but I'm gonna play the video. But before I do that, I just want to say to your point that he doesn't need an extra million. Steph made a good point on one of the earlier shows and said that's not how greed works.
Hey, yo, it's funny. It's funny you say that because remember when Jay-Z went to go talk to the NFL and people thought Jay-Z wasn't gonna try to get a check. But like, man, Jay-Z a billionaire. He don't need their money. Ooh.
The hell?
I don't think you know how he got to be a billionaire. Niggas ain't turning down no checks. That's not how it works. If you turn down the check, it's for a bigger one.
True.
Facts. So I don't know if this is about him going to court, via an electronic appearance, but it is a video that's on the actual article. So I'm going to play it. It's only 2 minutes long. So let's see what they got to say. Turn the volume up.
It was a crap.
Okay. So I guess they just threw an ad in there. Sneaky ass in undefeated internet. You know what I mean?
Gotta pay the bills somehow.
Funding campaign meant to raise money from private donors to help build a border wall. Instead, according to prosecutors, it paid for things like jewelry, travel, a boat, a luxury SUV.
Wait, what was that B-roll shot? What was this about? Donate now to build the wall.
Build the wall, U.S. Oh my God.
I guess she tried to say her husband was a cop and got killed by the cartel or some shit. I don't understand why her standing there with a dead cop husband or whatever is or son is supposed to help build the wall. But I guess they're trying to blame it on the Mexicans. Well, all right, I'm gonna play the rest of it.
It's like jewelry, travel, a boat, a luxury.
Is everything okay? My trash company skipped me.
I'm done with this fucking ad.
No, but I think that this is definitely a distraction because truth be told, I really feel like we really kind of do need not necessarily a wall, but I do think that America needs to start structuring their immigration process. Obviously it's supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave, all of that stuff, but there's a lot of other countries that, they're starting to do this. Even in Denmark, they passed a law where they're now trying to pay people to go back to their original country. There's a lot of, Americans who are here in this nation who they don't get opportunities because people are coming in from other countries and taking those opportunities. So I get it in a sense, but
wait, Vanessa, what opportunities are we referring to?
Like job opportunities,
which one?
Benefits, as far as like food stamps, housings, all of these things.
What job opportunities are they taking from us? I don't understand. Like
every job opportunity that exists. There's for example, there's even in New York, there's city jobs that some Black Americans can't get because they're filled by people who are immigrants. Is that fair to the people who live here? There's places in New York that they only look to hire somebody who speaks another language. They're looking to hire somebody who is from a different ethnic background. What does that say to the person who's born and raised here?
Learn another language, but
Listen,
hold on, Steph. I'm just saying, like,
why should someone have to learn another language in their own country? They don't ask people really in China to do that. They don't ask people in other nations to do that. But it seems as Americans have to be the ones to conform to other people.
Slow down, V. Slow down. Almost in every other country, they have them speaking English as another language.
Of course.
But not of course. They speak in another language. You said they don't ask them to speak another language. But what I'm saying is...
it's not as in multitudes as it is here.
No, it is. It's everywhere. You can go, you travel, you go.
Of course, I've traveled. And I know that there's still places that you can go to where there's places you go, they're not speaking English. You go to Italy, they're not speaking English like that over there.
All right, but let's speak to the immigrants coming over here, right? The immigrants that come over here, you said they take the jobs or whatever. Illegal immigrants is not getting a city job, for one. So with that being said, there is a structure for an immigrant to come through and do it the right way. You see what I'm saying? So the whole illegal immigrants taking our job, I don't buy it. No,
well, illegal immigrants, they come here and they get underneath programs which legally allow them to work later on. Yes, they're illegal when they first get here, but over time they don't become illegal. They become legal citizens, and then they are now afforded a lot of the luxuries that America has. I can just say this. I can't go to Mexico and I can't get food stamps. I can't go to China and just get a driver's license and drive Uber. That's not how those governments work. But here in America, people can do this.
All right, Steph has something to say. My fault, Steph. Go ahead.
No, I just find it funny because you were saying they take American jobs with the city. That's because you automatically assume that the Mexicans who get the job with the city are illegal. They're just Mexicans who bid lower. That's all that is. They'll do the job for cheaper. That's what that is. Then secondly, if you lose your contract to a Mexican, it's not the end of the world. If you can't go hustle and get money elsewhere outside of the city, you weren't a good businessman and to begin with. You were going to fail if that contract failed. If that contract was to get got by anybody, you were going to fail because you had no ambition. Clearly,
okay? It ain't about ambition.
And America does not have an official language. I think that should be noted. English is not the official language of America.
And we don't speak.
So what is?
We don't speak the official English. We speak a bastard version.
There is not one.
We speak a bastard version of English here too. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Right.
No, I was gonna say my point is that America affords immigrants the luxuries that we do not get with going to other countries.
And not without getting theirs in return. I don't believe that America's not getting theirs in return for allowing immigrants to come here and work. And we should just also keep in mind that, and I know it sounds cliche, but this whole country is built on immigration. But I'm gonna play the rest of this video because I think the ad went away. But if it plays another ad, I'm done with this video. But if you just started watching the show, we're talking about Steve Bannon, the man who took money from the Build the Wall fund to do his own thing, and he's being charged for it. But apparently, not only did he bond out on a few $1 million bill, I believe it was. I'm gonna read that article again and correct myself if I'm right. I mean, if I'm wrong, but he's going to court electronically, probably from the comfort of his own home due to coronavirus. So I'm gonna play the rest of this video.
A luxury SUV. In a statement,
is everything okay? My trash company skipped me.
I'm gonna salute to this website's hustle, and I'm. Let me see if I can find out. All right, so yeah, the bail was a $5 million bail. You're right. So after Bannon's arrest Thursday, a magistrate judge freed him on $5 million bail as he left court smiling. And I think that was a quick clip of him smiling leaving court. And they say he's worried about coronavirus, but as I pointed out earlier, he's the only one with no fucking mask on. You know what I mean? Surrounded by all these people who have masks, but still he doesn't have a mask on. I don't think he's worried about coronavirus. Anyway, so that's the update on Steve Bannon. And I'm going to read some of the comments because they were pouring in while we had this conversation. And Kalia says, good morning to you, Kalia. Thank you for pulling up. Lovell in the league says, at work, but checking in. And the Yusef Hawkins documentary was fire. That's what's up. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, actually. We're going to speak about that tomorrow. And if anybody's confused, the Yusef Hawkins documentary is called Storm Over Brooklyn, produced by a good friend of mine, Victorious DeCosta from Flatbush, Brooklyn, one of my RBGs. And Yusef Hawkins was a young black man who was murdered by a mob in Brooklyn, New York, and I believe the early 80s. Was it the early 80s? I don't want to get it wrong. I believe it was the early 80s. Vanessa, you remember?
I thought it was the late 80s, but I thought it was like 86 or 87.
Okay, so in the 80s, nevertheless.
It was in the 80s, though, yeah.
In the 80s, nevertheless. Virginia Slim says, peace and good morning. Good morning to you. It's always good to see you in the chat. He says, salute to the NBA and the WNBA for boycotting yesterday. And yes, definitely salute to them. And we definitely will touch on that topic as well.
Ain't no goddamn salute, man. Ain't no goddamn salute.
And Mills Lane says, good morning, Ranters and the chat. Good morning to you, Mills Lane. And everybody, just in case you don't know, Mills Lane, what you should know, Mills Lane has a show called American Culture and Topics. And it actually comes on Thursdays, I believe, at 7. And let me pull that up. So there you go. Take note. You want to go to Mills Lane's channel on YouTube, titled Mills Lane, just how it's spelled right here, MILLZ Lane. And yeah, and he has his co-host Trap Gardner, a real OG, and I really enjoy that show. Check that show out if you haven't yet. So what else we got? What else we got here in the chat? So yeah, once again, salute to Mills Lane. And Brooklyn Honcho says, sounds like he'll get 4 years probation. I'm going to go ahead and agree with that. It definitely sounds like he's going to get a slap on the wrist. Virginia Sim says, did J-Dub survive traffic court? I don't know. I don't know what happened to him, man.
He's probably in there nigga wiggling.
Yeah. I'm sure he got out with a nigga wiggle, as he likes to say.
That's his. Yeah.
We didn't come up with that term.
Not at all.
That's J Doug's term, the nigga wiggle. And Brooklyn Hunter says, even if you rob somebody and give it back, it's still a crime. I agree with that. Muhammad Shakur says that's not how greed works. He's laughing. Brooklyn Hunter says, free J Doug. Free J Doug. Muhammad says J Doug will be fine. Laugh out loud. And Mills Lane says, nah, your president said Mexico was going to pay for the wall. True.
He did say that.
He definitely said that. And Muhammad Shakur says, Smilez, the reason why so many immigrants come to this place because America KKK ran through their respective countries.
True.
That's another good point. So they had to come here, and that's why America.
They didn't have to come here though. They come here and be better here than they are in their own country.
Because
if you really care about your country, how about you do what you're doing here in your country and make it better?
It's the thing though. It's easy to say that, and definitely pride will make you feel that way. Like I'm gonna build up where I'm from. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna allow them to destroy where I'm from or whatever. But you gotta understand the intricate techniques that this country is known on record for doing to infiltrate these countries and fuck up their whole infrastructure financially, and the actual literal infrastructure. You know what I mean? So
of course,
you know, they use dollar diplomacy. They you know, we talk
stabilization, disabling governments, of course.
Exactly. So
and America is not the only one doing it. It's France doing it. UK is doing it. You know, a lot of European countries partake in that.
Exactly. They use economic hitmen.
You got to remember.
Oh, that.
We got to remember that British put like was British that put the that was battling with Haiti for was trying to enslave Haiti, was trying to re-enslave Haiti, but then they was basically was like, listen, we'll let you have your freedom, but you have to pay us.
That's France.
Right. And then they've been forever in debt.
Yeah, that was France. I believe it was about $2 billion that they had to pay back, and they just that's $2 billion in today's economics. But they just finished paying that in what 1949, 1960 something, somewhere like that. So it was relatively recently where they just stopped paying for, like they just paid it off.
Yeah, the destabilization thing is definitely crazy. And the crazy thing about I don't think those numbers are exactly correct, but the facts is correct that that France made Haiti pay,
and they were in debt to them first.
Made them be in debt for them, and believe it or not, for some fake ass so-called reparations because of money they lost from not having slaves. Go figure, right? So that's just bugged the fuck out. Virginia Slim says English is the business language of the world. Exactly. So people speak that shit everywhere. Internet says Texas too. Mohammed Shakur says Slim, that's because it's the racist language. And Slim says facts. Miss Ravioli said, well, good morning, Miss Ravioli says, also, when someone or a group of people accept work for lesser pay, it pushes Americans out of the workforce. And some of the legal jobs become obsolete because contractors will pay under the table. And that's a fact. But, you know, a lot of these jobs where they're paying under the table and or a super low pay are jobs that most people don't want. Outside of construction, I don't really, like, I used to live in California and I used to love traveling up and down the coast. I don't see nobody wanting to apply for those jobs in the field. Like, that shit, it sounds like pie in the sky. It sounds like some shit that we say that we don't have any evidence, but I actually seen it. I actually seen the Mexicans working in the field. That shit looked like work I would never want to do. And I actually know someone who did it as a child.
But you got black farmers all across the South and in all rural parts of America who lose contracts to big companies because people are willing to farm at a lower price. So now you have a black American who's been here their entire life. They lose out on money because now that there's someone here to replace their work that's not even from here.
That's the black farm stuff, and hold your thought. But the black farmers is a great point, Vanessa. But at the end of the day, what's fucking up the black farmers? Because I was just talking to J. Doug about this, I think a couple weeks ago, because I was looking at some articles on the point. What's fucking them up is the fact that at a disproportionate rate, they are not allowed to get loans. They sued the country because they were not being approved for loans, whereas the white farmers were being approved for loans not only in 30 days, but at 90% more of a rate. So the black farmers were not getting the loans to sustain their crops before, selling them, right? Because, you got those months of the actual grow,
right,
and everything. So they need, you need the loan. You need to be on consignment. And with that being said, they were not giving them any of these loans. So that wasn't based on immigrants. That was based on this country.
Even though there's some who actually do have the funding to take care of their crops, they still do not receive the contracts because the contractors would actually rather pay people less than to pay them what they've been paying them for years.
But it's deeper than contracts.
It's about the contracts. The contracts is the money.
It's deeper than the contractors because if you got the food, then we should be having black stores. So to talk about like when you say that people should,
we don't have black stores because we don't have black distribution.
Right, but they could be the distributor because they have the food. We just need to be able to have the stores. So when you talk about if people in other countries,
we don't have the stores because the stores are owned by.
Hold on. If we talk about people in other countries that should be able to pull themselves up out of bootstraps in retrospect, right, to fix their country, we should be able to say, oh, the black farmers got the food. I'm gonna open up the store to sell the food. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna send that article. We'll talk about it on a later show because right now it's going longer. But trust me, the majority is not even some, it's littler than some was actually being approved for those loans. But guys, Steph, you trying to say something?
No, I don't forget my point. No, we keep going.
All right. So Ms. Ravioli says VeeSmilez is correct. Muhammad Extra Course says a bastard version of a racist language. Brooklyn Honcho says my landscaper is illegal and I don't want that job. They just make it look good in the capacity they work in. Muhammad Extra Course says Ms. Ravioli, that coincides with what Steph said though. Establishing contracts is part of making business moves. There are many ways to establish a contract. Some do it legit, some under the table. Slim says ban and pay bail with that hustle money. You know what? That's a good point. So they froze Irv Gotti's accounts just under suspicion that he was dealing with with people who were involved with crime. Just under suspicion of conspiracy, right? They didn't have to be able to prove anything, but they froze all this dude's money that came from the record industry. This nigga legitimately stole money from a fund. They didn't freeze none of his assets. This nigga paid bail on a $5 million bail, like after being accused for stealing $1 million, probably money in the millions. You know what I mean? Whether it's 1 million or more. So, I mean, that's ridiculous. That's white privilege if I ever, you know what I mean? Mohamed Shakur says it was 89, 6 months before he was born, that Yusef Hawkins was murdered by a mob in Brooklyn. Virginia Slim says just sub to Mills Lane. Salute to you for that, man. Salute. Definitely subscribe to Mills Lane if you haven't. Mills Lane says salutations and thanks. Slim says France. Yep, it was France who did that to Haiti. Mohamed Shakur says Smiles. You know this, yet you expect these immigrants to stay where they at. You sound no different than these white boys bitching about losing jobs. Only difference is they're stupid on patriotism. You want to respond to that?
No, I am not the white boys bitching about jobs. I do not think it's about that. I think that personally, I cannot go to these countries and do what people are doing here. Maybe if I could, things would be different. There's countries I can't go to and get a license. There's countries I can't go to and get food stamps, or I can't get housing. So it's fair. It's fair.
There's countries that pay you 3 times the money that you make here to just teach English for a few hours a day.
Yes, they do have teachers programs like that.
Virginia Slim says facts. They sued the USDA for failing to provide crop loans in a timely manner. Yes, speaking of the black farmers. Muhammad Shakur says smiles. Black farmers still got to deal with racists at the end of the day. Fact of the matter is collectively we got to deal with practices non-blacks don't deal with. Ms. Ravioli says it's not jobs Americans do not want. It's jobs in areas where Americans cannot afford to do the same work for the decreased amount of pay that immigrants accept. World Financial Group says facts at Jah and Steph. Good morning. Good morning to you. And Redemption says salute all. Salute to you, Redemption. Always great to see you in the chat as well. And let's see if Queen Mocha is how she's doing. Queen Mocha, you pulled up on this? What's going on? Good morning.
Good morning. Listen, I had the worst internet ever.
I mean,
right
I've seen
we here now.
I've seen worse. Internet. You know what I mean? You haven't froze yet. So
yeah, because you guys are
morning.
Yeah, and Virginia Slim says, "Don't blame the immigrants."
Vanessa Smilez is like right here. She's been like this for like that.
Really? Oh God! I stopped waving a minute ago.
Listen. We can see you.
No,
we can hear
you. Like right.
Oh God!
All right, so we can see you. We can hear you. So all is well on this end. So just try to flow with it. You know what I mean? Virginia Slim says, "Don't blame the immigrants. Blame the U.S. for putting policies in place that allow immigrants to get ahead." It's a good point too. Blame the system, because at the end of the day, like I said, they wouldn't be doing that, what they're doing that you're talking about, if they weren't coming up off of it. So,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? Like, we can't really blame the immigrants.
I haven't blamed the immigrants. I'm just stating what exists after they get here.
Yeah, but it was in response to the so-called wall. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's not a wall that needs to be built. That's just ridiculous, right?
And I didn't say that there needs to be a wall that needs to be built.
You didn't say that, but it was the conversation that brought it up, right?
Right.
So,
I said that they do need to have structured policies that start to regulate the immigration process.
But they do. It's just in their favor. You know what I mean? And I think that's the point. So you can't blame the government for not having the structure. It's like they have one. It just benefits them or the rich getting richer. You know what I mean?
Not really the people who live here.
Miss Ravioli says, perhaps we black people need to learn where and how to place the money in the same manner as Mr. Bannon.
Yes.
I kind of agree with that, but then again, I don't think we need to be swindling from funds.
That's a general. Black people need to start adapting the same practices that, you know, a lot of rich white people do in this country. We have this huge issue in the South with air properties. A lot of air properties are being stolen from, you know, African Americans who had them in their families for years, only because they don't know that, oh, now I need to write a will. Small things, but education is power. So,
okay. And Muhammad Shakur says, Slim, that's not correct. Blame whites are finding ways to keep their purses heavy. I think there's still a little bit of a, you know, typo in that, but I think his point probably got across. And
they are finding ways.
Right. Slim says that's not correct. He says, Slim, that's not correct. Blame whites. They are finding ways to keep their purses heavy. So Muhammad Shakur saying blame it on the whites and not just the rich people in government. I think not all of, I mean, of course it's white privilege, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, the rich is not all white people. There are people that look like us that's benefiting off of the same shit. So 183rd B's, what up, G? Says the government is ruled by immigrants. And I'm prone to agree with that. They definitely don't belong here. They're definitely not from here. Muhammad Shakur says blame whites for finding ways to keep their purses heavy. All right. World Financial Group says immigrants are not the problem. The embedded racism and systematic issues of the USA allows bullshit. Immigrants don't get ahead. They work twice as hard and pay twice as much taxes. The white men gains. Yeah, so, you know, that's a good point, because you know what? Even as an immigrant, when you come to this country, not only are you working twice as hard, you just said they making lower pay, but on top of that, if they decide to go to school, the type of money you got to pay to go to school as a international student is way more. You know what I mean? And that's just one example. I don't know all of the examples, but that's just one example of how they have to pay more than what we have to pay when it comes to taxes and, you know, for education, etc. So that's a real good point. We're gonna move on to the next topic, the next update rather. And before we do that, Mocha, how are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we missed you. How was your week?
My week was decent. You know, I had a little hiccups with parenting.
Right.
But we got it together. I digress. You know, we got it together. You know, my baby wants to go back to school, and I'm trying to explain to her, you know, it's going to be different rules, you know, and she's been hissy fitting. I want to go to school. I want to see my friends. You know, we just been going back and forth with that right there. So we have to have a sit down across the table in the family, and just all the kids across the board are not going back to school. We're all going to do remote. So, you know, it was a family decision. It wasn't just me. I had to tell her. You know, parenting is not easy, yo. It's not easy, and it's testing me.
Right. How old is the daughter that you're
She's 11. Oh, she's gonna be 11 in about a few days. So she's smelling herself.
That's what's up. Well,
yeah, you know, it just been crazy. And then my brother, he stabbed my nephew. It just got crazy over here in the family.
Yeah,
nigga, what?
Oh wow.
Yeah, nigga, look at that.
You don't say nothing like that and just be like,
my bringing out a lot of situations, a lot of trauma, a lot of old stuff, a lot of stuff that should have been talked about years ago. You know, so you know, fam is. I know I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying?
No. When you say that, you said, "Oh, my nephew got stabbed." I'm like, "Oh, that's light work." That's I understand that completely. My family's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. That's all love. That's all love.
Yeah.
That's not love. That's not love.
My family's batshit crazy. I understand that completely.
Yeah. So, and it's a trying time right now for everybody. We all coming together. We all like, you remember when cousin Ray did this a little time, and people just can't get over certain things. People don't know certain things, and it just, it got really different for my family this week. So, I'm my bad. Yeah, I had to just like put things.
Get it out. I get it out. I just hope you ain't say nothing you gonna regret saying, but let it out. That's
yeah. So I think I will stop right there.
I'm gonna ask you though. I'm gonna ask you since you already put it out there. One, is your nephew okay? And two, did the uncle and or father, what happened with him? Did he get locked up, or did the nephew just take it on the chin?
So that's on the table now. Should we press charges? Should they both press charges? That's on the table now. He's still in the bookings. So yeah.
This is the thing though. This is the thing though. The state could pick up the charges whether y'all press him or not. So the fact that he's in the bookings is enough. You know what I mean? Like the state could pick up the charges if they want, and most likely they're gonna want to. How old is your nephew?
He's mentally 15, but physically he 22. So you're running after a grown man that has already issues going on as a black man, and you charging after him. It can just get batshit crazy, So it went pretty left, but he's okay. He just needs to go into the psych ward at this point. We're trying to get him some help.
The nephew? My
nephew, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I hope everything works itself out.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is also an update, and basically we're gonna talk about Kenosha, Wisconsin again, and we're going to play a video that Vanessa sent us. Basically, in Kenosha, they burned down the Department of Corrections building. So about time they did something right when they was fucking protesting. You know what I mean? Like, fuck the burning down the stores. If you're gonna burn anything down, let me just stop there. But yeah, so let me just play this video and then we'll update you more on what's going on in Wisconsin. I believe Vanessa, you sent us this video because they said they don't know the officer's name.
Yes, No, I was gonna say at the time that we were speaking about this, a lot of people didn't know the officer's name. And when I seen this video, they had the officer's name written on every single damaged property that was out there in Kenosha. And they were saying, "You caused this," in all of those videos. And this is prior to Homeboy running down. So this is kind of really good footage.
Right. So yeah. So there you go. That's the guy's name. It looks like his name is
Rustin
Shisky, something like that.
Shisky.
Right. So play the rest of the videos. It's a short video, so I'll play the rest. It's only about like 40 more seconds. And this guy's narrating. He's snitching. Pay attention.
Have been ransacked. The store right across the street was ransacked. The same guy owns actually these 3 buildings, and he was just very, very upset and disappointed by what happened last night. And he's just looking for answers from his local leaders.
This was the dealership that they were supposed to be protecting, the white supremacists.
A question.
Yeah.
When you loot a car dealership, what are you expecting to get? Exactly.
Charged with shooting.
I don't think they were
a Nissan Versa.
I think looting.
They just wanted to.
But that was clearly a buy here, pay here place. You know them things be tracked. You can't just walk off with no buy here, pay here car and thinking that's going to be the end of it.
Basically, I think when they say looting, it's not even accurate, right? Because they weren't looting; they were destroying property, but they weren't looting. I don't think no one stole a car. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So yeah, I agree with you there. So basically, that's the cop's name, Rustin, something like that, and we know that courtesy of the people. So there's a example of where protesting has gone right, because if it wasn't for the people putting the guy's name everywhere, we wouldn't know his name. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we're gonna go to this article, and hearing a lot of background noise, which is cutting my mic out. So I'm gonna just mute you guys. And we're gonna go to this article that comes to us from the Insider, and it's telling us basically an update on the teen. It says the teen, Kyle Rittenhouse, I believe is his name, the teen charged with first-degree murder, homicide over the shooting of 3 people at Kenosha protests, was obsessed with Blue Lives Matter and appeared on edge before shots rang out. So I'll read the bullet points from the article. It says a suspect has been arrested in connection with the shooting of 3 people, 2 whom died during protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The police identified the shooter as an Illinois teenager named Kyle Rittenhouse. He was spotted earlier in the night standing guard with militia members outside local businesses. Video showed a person now believed to be Rittenhouse firing a semi-automatic, which we watched yesterday, rifle at people at close range in a crowded street during the struggle. On social media, Rittenhouse idolized the police, guns, and Blue Lives Matter movement. On Wednesday, he was arrested at his home in Antioch, Illinois, about 20 miles from Kenosha. So we don't really have to read the whole article. That's pretty much the highlights. And let's get into it. First off, I see most people talking about this man drove 20 miles to get into some shit. How do you guys feel about this situation and him being arrested and, driving 20 miles to get into a gunfight? And I'm gonna start with you, V.
I was gonna ask, isn't there a charge for like premeditated murder or something like that?
There is.
Like before you murder somebody? Yeah, I think they need to lay that on him too. I think that was definitely premeditated. I think that he went out there with that intention. But also on the conspiracy side of the game, I feel like the dude that they arrested don't look like the dude that was in the video.
I mean there's pictures of him with glasses and without glasses, and mind you, so he's young, so he's kind of like, all right. So here's a picture, right, for him at a law enforcement program.
And it was dark outside, so I mean that could probably change the image. But this is not the first time I feel like I've seen this. Even with the George Floyd cop, I felt like the cop who killed George Floyd, who had his knee on his neck, was not the same cop that they ended up arresting. He looked completely different. Now I don't know if these white supremacists are purposely changing their looks, or are they just finding fall guys for these situations and letting the people who actually committed these crimes go.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that deep. I think maybe that the people just look a little different in their, because they're taking pictures of them before and then after. People they change a little sometimes. You know what I mean?
That's a possibility.
Not dramatically, but this kid, he's only 17 now, and then they're looking at pictures of him like from a year or two ago. You know what I mean? So it's like, and especially at that age, you're going to mature. You're going to start to look a little bit more mature and a little bit different. And of course, we didn't see him with his glasses on when he was out there shooting at people. He was out there, he was out there sweating, running around with no glasses on, so it's different. You know, but you make a good point when they should call it premeditated murder. You know what I mean?
And also, just the last thing I wanted to say, I think that the families of the victims who were killed and the victims who were injured should be suing the police department, because the police department sat there and they did nothing. And I think that they are responsible for this as well.
That's another good point. Mocha, Queen Mocha, tell us your thoughts on this situation. We played it yesterday. I don't know if you watched the footage, but the footage is crazy. He shot 2 people, ran away. They tried to get him, and then they tried to stop him, I guess, and then he shot somebody else dead in point blank range in like the stomach and in the arm. The guy looks like he's gonna lose an arm, the one guy. What's your thoughts on this, on him being charged and driving 20 miles to go to this protest with an assault rifle at the age of 17, nevertheless? Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me. All right, so hop out and come back in. All right. I don't think. Yeah, all right, she got it. So, Steph, what's your thoughts?
Is it only 20 miles, or was it like 200 miles? Because Illinois, because Kenosha is like right there on that. It's like right as soon as you cross Illinois going north. So it's one of the first cities when you come into Wisconsin. So, but if you are coming from Chicago, I'm guessing that's like an hour drive. But any further than that, it's a couple hours. But either way, yeah, it's premeditated. You came there with an assault rifle. How I feel about it. Which part of it are we talking about exactly? We talking about the fact that the guy don't look like him no more?
Nah, just talk about the fact that he drove 20 miles. Let's start there. He drove 20 miles, put in this work.
Well, clearly he was ready for this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you came with your assault rifle. They say he had an obsession with Blue Lives Matter. I also heard, I don't know if it said this in an article, but I've read that he was part of like a militia, and like, yeah, this is more than premeditated murder. This is terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
This is terrorism.
Yeah, so I'm trying to like skim the article to see the exact charges. I definitely don't see terrorism in there, but yeah, they charge.
Because he's white. See, they domestic terrorism. They'll never call it that. They will never call it that. This is an isolated incident. Like every time white people do something, it's an isolated incident.
Right. And then they always give them an excuse of being
but every time a niggas do something, you got they motherfucking I'm about to say, every time a nigga do something, they want to set an example. Basically. But white people do it. This is isolated.
Mocha, don't making those silly faces. See your internet.
Like, it's trash.
They're gonna fuck around and freeze your face on a crazy.
Yeah, cricket. She froze again.
It seems so. But go ahead. You can finish your point. I was just
she got that cricket wireless.
Look crazy,
that's what that is.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go to.
I keep freezing.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna go to the comments, and hopefully the internet kind of works itself out. And let me skim back. So yeah. So speaking to the last point we spoke about when we were speaking about immigration, World Financial Group said, and they don't get tapped into free government programs. So that's another good point from World Financial Group. Muhammad Extra says, Mocha, are you considering homeschooling? Well, as you can see, Mocha's frozen right now in a rap pose, like a little music, like something straight out of a music video. So maybe when it unfreezes and it works itself out, she'll be able to answer that question. Mr. Ravioli says, not necessarily swindling funds, education. Education is as it pertains to how I can readily access these funds to give to an attorney when shit hits the ceiling. Good point. Muhammad Shakur says, if so, then that's what's up. You're putting that safety of your safety and welfare of your children first. I think he's talking about if Mocha's homeschooling, which I believe that's what she was saying in the first place. Pressure says virus equals truth. Muhammad Extra Cause says, Miss Ravioli, I see what you mean. Pressure, salute the pressure. Salute to you for checking in. Says a lot of everything is happening during these times. Makeup, everything in between breakups and all kinds of shit going on. So I'm gonna try to read that again because I feel like I might have stumbled on and not got the whole point. A lot of everything is happening during these times. Makeups, everything in between breakups. Makeups, everything in between breakups, all kinds of shit going on. So I guess there's a few commas needed, but yeah, go ahead, V.
I just want to say a quick point there. That's very true. There is an increased amount of domestic violence cases happening across the nation, especially in close-knit areas where people have to live closely in a small proximity together. So what Mocha's going through it's not uncommon right now during these times.
You mean like the family, the violence within the family?
Violence within the family, domestic violence situations, child abuse situations. So these things have increased since this whole quarantine has happened.
We just talked about the nigga setting up his nephew. That we just talked about that. Was it the nigga Sweetie Pies?
Tim.
Yeah.
That nigga.
Yeah, that's true. We did. I definitely got that story in my head when I heard about that. Let's see. Mocha, what's good? Maybe she can't hear me, or maybe you can hear me on a delay. But if you hear me, just let me know when you can hear me. If you can't hear me, it's probably just the audio playing tricks on you. Brooklyn Honcho says Mocha doing her Megan Thee Stallion impersonation by telling who did it. And Brooklyn Extra Course says Brooklyn, that's dead wrong. You know Mocha is decent. And he says, I know it's just jokes. And let me see. Antoinette says, prayers to you and your family, Mocha. Salute to Antoinette for that. And Virginia Slim says, what happened to the cops? Arrested, fired? We don't hear anything about what happened to the cops. So Vanessa made a good point that those cops should definitely be sued because they didn't do anything to prevent what happened or to even apprehend him. They actually had to drive to this dude's house 20 miles away to lock him up. They didn't lock him up as we seen in the footage yesterday. They didn't lock him up on the spot, even though it was a crowd of people screaming, this guy just murdered people. They let that man walk away. Not even man, that kid, that child, that teenager, you know what I mean? Muhammad Shakur says he's snitching, job voice, hilarious. Slim Muhammad says Slim, they on administrative leave. I don't even think they're on administrative leave. They're just good. They just didn't arrest them. Slim says, shaking my head, typical. Muhammad Shakur says that white boy wasn't on edge as usual, always trying to justify white actions. Driving 20 miles, that's premeditated. To speak to what Vanessa said. Yep, that's a good point. And then I mean, also says, Smiles, you're making sense right there. That's that critical thinking. Virginia Slim says, you said he was a Blue Lives Matter stand. That's the exact caliber of people they love to hire for the force. Twan Cass from Straight Up in the Morning, salute to you, sir, says shit crazy. Absolutely. Kente Amente Mayat says morning show is on point. I respect this. Thank you for checking in. Mohamed Shakur says I still remember whites justifying this pilot crashing a plane full of people. He was suicidal, but it was okay for him to take everyone else with him. Shaking my head. He also says Smiles and Steph, unfortunately, a lot of people don't like each other, including the respective parents. They don't get to know each other too much. Now look at what happens. And speaking of the domestic violence you spoke of during these times that you spoke of, because pressure brung up that during these times that we're in, a lot of things happening, including makeups and breakups. Mohamed Shakur says spouses don't like each other. They're pouring it into on the children. They're pouring it out on the children. All right, so that's for that update. The teenager has been arrested for murder. However, we don't believe that's good enough. here at the Morning Rant, we believe that I agree with Vanessa. He should be charged with premeditated murder and not just murder.
And they should try him as an adult like they do with a lot of young black men.
Absolutely. And speaking of all of this and the NBA, somebody mentioned the NBA earlier. So the NBA apparently is protesting the WNBA and the NBA. Apparently they're protesting because of the situation in Wisconsin, and they don't want to play. And here's the words from their own mouths. They read a little press statement in the what looks like to be the locker room, and this came to me via Steph. Steph sent this to me on Instagram, so we're gonna watch them talk about it from their own, from their own words and their own perspective. Let's see why the NBA players are boycotting.
Well, as you can see, we all thank you guys for taking on your time to stay here with us. We're sorry that it took a little bit more time, but we thought it would be best for us as a team to brainstorm a little bit, educate ourselves, and not rush into having raw emotion, giving you guys things like that. So on behalf of ourselves and our team, we're going to place a statement as a team today and go back and continue to educate ourselves and get better awareness of what's going on, and then speak to you guys later. So we'll come up with a statement now.
Team statement. The past 4 months have shed a light on the ongoing racial injustices facing our African American community. Citizens around the country have used their voices and platforms to speak out against these wrongdoings. Over the last few days in our home state of Wisconsin, we've seen the horrendous video of Jacob Blake being shot in the back 7 times by a police officer in Kenosha, and the additional shooting of protesters. Despite the overwhelming plea for change, there has been no action. So our focus today cannot be on basketball.
When we take the court and represent Milwaukee and Wisconsin, we are expected to play at a high level, give maximum effort, and hold each other accountable. We hold ourselves to that standard, and in this moment, we are demanding the same from lawmakers and law enforcement. We are calling for justice for Jacob Blake and demand the officers be held accountable. For this to occur, it is imperative for the Wisconsin State Legislature to reconvene after months of inaction and take up meaningful measures to address issues of police accountability, brutality, and criminal justice reform. We encourage all citizens to educate themselves, take peaceful and responsible action, and remember to vote on November 3rd on behalf of the Milwaukee Bucks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you guys have time to finish the season?
So there you have it. NBA is boycotting. That's one team speaking about it. I believe that's the Wisconsin team. I'm gonna let Steph speak to this first. I believe you're a sports fan. You don't seem to be happy about it. What's your thoughts on them boycotting?
Okay. My thoughts on them boycotting, kind of stupid, just being totally honest. I don't understand what they expect to get out of it. I don't know what assets can come from it. I mean, what they were off for like 3-4 months. If they really wanted to, they could have done work with their own money. Sure, the owners have more money, more resources, sure, but it's not act like you don't have any money, like you don't have any resources, like you don't have any pull or leverage or cachet. You could have moved the needle if you really wanted to, individually or collectively. And in the midst of this, everybody who protests, they go to work the next day. I don't know if people really realize that, but after they protest, they go to work the next day. And one thing I know about organizers, groups, committees, all of them, protesters, they need money. Like, you can't help them by not making money. I don't know exactly how you plan on moving the needle by not going to work, because this is essentially what it is, because you're contracted to play. The boycott stance, I don't know, because it seems like now you're hurting your business partner, because understand that the NBA is separate from the National Basketball Players Association. They are 2 separate entities. However, there's a collective bargaining agreement. You're hurting your partner in this agreement because someone was murdered in Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin is a state that is known for its racism, with their own players. We could talk about the gentleman speaking, not the first one, but the second gentleman speaking, Sterling Brown, who was tased, who was tased by officers, took down by like 5 officers and tased for parking infractions. We could talk about John Henson, a former player of the Milwaukee Bucks, who was going into a jewelry store, but they seen this black man and turned the clothes sign on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, if anybody's seen John Henson, you know John Henson is a basketball player. It's not one of the people you like, oh, do you play basketball? You know he played basketball. He's 6'10" and slim. You don't confuse him for nothing else. But the stance that they're making is like, I commend where you're coming from. I just feel like it's misdirected. That's
all right. So this is the video of Sterling Brown, player for the Milwaukee Bucks, being tased over a parking infraction, and I guess is how it led to it. But while that's playing, Vanessa, you want to tell us your thoughts on them boycotting? Not playing right now. Hold on, I'm sorry. Your mic is muted, guys.
Yeah, I actually do agree with Steph in regards to that. The protesters, they need lawyers, you know, when they get locked up. They need these type of resources to help them to continue to protest. I just want to know how long they're going to do this for, until their pockets get dry, because this is not going to go on for that long, truth be told. And them walking out, it does not stop the government and the people in Kenosha from doing whatever they want to do. I mean, it's good that they're trying to bring light to these situations, but I think that they're going about this the absolutely wrong way.
All right. So you want to elaborate on what another way could be?
Providing lawyers for, you know, the people who are protesting, them actually protesting themselves and working behind the scenes, getting in contact with district attorneys, getting in contact with, you know, sheriffs who are on the ground. Beyonce did, you know, she didn't stop putting out videos. She wrote a document contacting the district attorney for Breonna Taylor. Not that that did anything, but she didn't stop what she was doing in order, you know, to help.
Is this not a form of protesting, though?
I guess it could be, but it's not helpful. I'll say that much. I just think that I think that them, like many other celebrities, the whole idea of the Black Lives Matter or things that's happening with Black people, it's trendy now. So I feel like a lot of people who are celebrities, they use this for clout.
So this team that made this statement that this guy who's getting tased or about to get tased is from, that's the Milwaukee Bucks, correct, Steph?
Correct. He was the gentleman in the picture. This is him in 2018, so he looks a little bit younger. He still has his little hair. I'm not sure where we at in this video. How far along are we?
I don't know.
Oh, this is when he's calling for backup. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually all
right. So I mean, me personally, it's easy for me to say this because I don't watch sports, but I'm like, fuck it, protest, fuck it, don't go in. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. You know, be disruptive in that sense. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of white racist people who love to watch sports that's going to be just as mad. You know, that's going to be mad that they're not playing, and I think that might be the point. But the point that they made that I agree with is like, it's almost like they were saying it's in poor taste for us to play basketball right now. You know what I mean? A game while this shit is going on in the world. That's what I took from it. That it's like, go ahead.
Logic, this has been going on for over 100 years, Logic.
That's a fact.
So I'm just saying.
He's not 100.
But this been going on his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but
there's not a player who does. I don't even believe there's really any Americans over the age of 15 who aren't well aware of what's going on.
We deal with it all the time. We know there's people out there who believe racism doesn't even affect them. let's not play that game. We know there's people out there that talk about racism is not even a thing today nowadays. You know what I mean?
People also believe what they want to believe, but they'll see facts and ignore facts.
Right. Absolutely.
That is what you call stupid logic. You can't argue with you can't get logic out of stupid. Like your name logic, so you probably don't even understand that level of stupidity.
Right, but or it's like being willfully ignorant, right? Or where they say ignorance is bliss, or willfully ignorant, or selective. Pay attention to what they want. Yeah, selective hearing and pay attention to what they want. But what I'm saying is maybe they're in a space where they finally like, you know what, I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm cool. Like,
and I feel like black people in these positions. Oh,
no. I just want to say this. Like, I understand. Like, man, this ain't no time to be playing basketball, nigga. For most people, like me or Vanessa or yourself, maybe it's not time to play basketball, nigga. That's your job. Vanessa still go to work. Logic, you still go to work. Yep. I'm still going to work. Yep. Like, what are we talking about?
And you cannot help people from your couch. You cannot help people being unemployed. I say this just like I said this about the officer who went on TikTok and wanted to run his mouth. You can't be of service to us now because now you are not an earner. Now you don't have the resources to help us.
I mean, are they cut off? Because it looks like the whole team took that stance.
I'm sure that I don't know for a fact, but I'm sure that they probably have something that they're losing because of this.
And let's be clear, it wasn't just the NBA and the WNBA. It was also the Major Baseball League, the Major Soccer League as well that decided to boycott last night. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they planned on continuing it. I know the NBA had planned on continuing, but for how long, I don't know.
All right, so all right. I don't watch sports
Me neither.
Adamantly, right? But what I feel like baseball has more white people playing in it.
Right.
So let me flip it. How would it look if the white people were like, all right, we're not going to play baseball for this shit, and then the niggas is on the court. Niggas is on the court. Like, fuck that shit.
We don't have these luxuries.
Now, it's two things. It's two things, right? Because, like you said, no disrespect, you said you didn't know sports. Okay,
right.
Baseball season just started up. The NBA are in the playoffs. You can if it's a lot less to lose. I mean, the Major League Baseball plays 125 games, I believe. Let's say you boycott 3 months, man. You still got 70 games to play. It's still a lot of baseball left to be played. It's not like the NBA, who's already been postponed for 4 months. You got your playoffs going on right now, and you're about to run into next season.
Right.
So this is actually a pretty big sacrifice.
All right. Well, listen, I think we all made great points. I think there's a lot they can do. I don't know if they're necessarily losing out on money right now for this. I think that if the NBA wanted to penalize them, they will. So I don't necessarily know if they're going to get penalized for this, or since it's something that plenty of other people are doing in other actual sports as well. I feel like they'll still have their money, and hopefully they do more than just not play a game. And I definitely agree with it's been happening, you know what I mean, since they were born or whatever. But at the same time, they're just now, finding their footing is how I look at it. They're just
thing is, I agree with you. And you can just come to consciousness or something could have just moved you. Like, you don't always, you're not born conscious. You know what I'm saying? You're not always aware of these things. You grow into those things. However, you still got to go to work.
I wonder if there's anybody on the team complaining. I wonder if there has to be at least one player that's like, come on, y'all fucking up my money. Like, there has to be somebody who's in the back somewhere that's saying like, come on, we don't got to do this like that. There had to be an argument somewhere.
I think that person is outnumbered at this point. And
no. Actually, there was a vote. They voted on this. The teams voted on it. Of the 30 teams, 2 teams elected to continue boycotting. The other teams decided to start playing. Now, granted, of those 30 teams, 14 of them aren't playing because it's the playoffs. Then so it's 16 teams left, and now the 16 teams, 2 of them decided to stop playing. The other 14 wanted to continue playing.
Oh, this is for club.
Now the only 2 teams that decided to stop playing were the Los Angeles Clippers and the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, you can't have a playoff without the Lakers then. I know that much.
I mean, you could, it just wouldn't be as good. I mean, and they're the top 2 teams anyway, so.
There you go. All right, so let's go to the comments. Muhammad Extracor says, laugh out loud. I find the NBA and WNBA hilarious. They had all the time in the world to shut down, which goes to what Steph was saying earlier. Antoinette says, Muhammad, big facts. Miss Ravioli says, I'm awaiting blood work results, HIV included, self-care. Can someone tell me where that came from?
That's what you're doing right now, I guess. Shout out to you. Staying safe. Keeping that thing clean.
Yes, skin testing is very important.
But did we
especially
say
for people who going raw dogging out here?
Yeah, but did we say something that prompted that?
Logic, no. Stop. Don't worry about that. Logic. Keep reading.
All right. Well, listen, Miss Ravioli, we prayers out to you, and self-care is definitely needed, and I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure you're fine, Miss Ravioli. All right. Kente Amenti Mayat says, valid points, Mr. Steph. And Virginia Sim says, they're just using their platform. They are using their platform to bring awareness, just like Tommy Smith, John Carlos, Ali, Jackie Robinson, etc. I rock with this.
Now, let me say this. Let me say this too. They're using their platform. They had a platform where they would go on national TV and have millions of views every night. And on the court, it was a sign that said Black Lives Matter. They wore on the back of their jerseys, there were messages. How many more? Say her name. Justice for Breonna. Like, their jerseys were saying that. So it's not like the messages weren't going. I mean, I'm just saying, unless you can actually bring tangible, real change, then you should go back to work. Now, if you can do real change, let me shut up. You know what I'm saying? Do what you know you finna do. But if you can't, if it's just this is just a mouthpiece, or this is just, we're bringing awareness, like, no, it's plenty of awareness. Colin Kaepernick pretty much made everybody aware. Everybody's well aware. Whether or not people care, that's different, but they're aware.
Right. But I think you just said it. Whether or not they care is the issue. And I feel like them taking this stance is going to make people, even if they don't care, they're going to have to be impacted. So I agree with Slim. I fuck with it. And I also think that what they're doing is standing on the right side of history. You know what I mean? Like, their children and grandchildren are not going to be like, what was my great-grandfather doing during this? The NBA player. Oh, he was fucking dunking basketballs. He was playing sports.
Yeah. He was making a living. Like, nigga, like, let's not just leave that out.
Hold on. They made a living when they signed that first contract. After they already made their living.
Everybody in there don't get the same pay. You think about you think about LeBron. You think about the Giannis. Like, it's guys out there who are on their first contract making minimum dollars. J.R. Smith, you think J.R. Smith is responsible with money? I'm pretty sure that brother's living check to check and is dependent on his next check.
What's the minimum amount of dollars that a basketball
a minimum contract is like $900K. That's for a full year.
Yeah, and this nigga's out here still working for $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, 50, 60, 70.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's do this. Let's say you're one of those NBA players, right? Because we always act like we don't know how this works. You get a certain amount of dollars where you make $5 million a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get a lifestyle where you're accustomed making $5 million a year.
That
not
I
to
get.
mention we're not counting the fact that the government coming for half of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now you're really at 2.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're probably taking care of yourself and your family.
Okay.
And I don't mean like your wife and kids. I mean like your mama and your auntie.
Right.
Right? And then you got all these mortgages and you got everything. So you're living literally just above your means.
Here's the thing, Steph. Here's the thing. I get that, but that doesn't make it right. That's the dumbest shit you could do. That's the dumbest shit you could do, because that's how them dudes end up living contract to contract. As soon as they hold on, and as soon as they're not playing ball anymore, they fucked up in the game. Correct?
That's what I'm saying. That's why you got guys in the NBA right now who are living contract to contract, who very well on the brink of losing their homes because they just went 4 months without a check.
And that's my point. That's some dumb shit. You know what I mean? So if we're gonna
but they want to work.
Hold on. That's some dumb shit, right? So with that being said, we can't expect motherfuckers who don't know how to keep their own finances in check to be able to help the movement. You know what I mean? So if all they could do is just protest, they can protest. But what I'm saying is this: if they were actually thinking individuals, they'll say, all right, I could blow out my knee today and I won't have a contract next season, right? So with that being said, they will live within their means, and they already made the living. What they did with the living is on them. What they did is on them.
Now, logic. A lot of these guys thinking that there's going to be a second contract. The average lifespan of an NBA career is 4 years. Sometimes the second contract don't come.
That's my point. So what they did with it is on them, but that don't mean they didn't make the living already. I get your point, but that don't mean they didn't get an opportunity to say, you know what, this first bag right here is the one I'm going to treat the most valuable. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put this shit away, or I'm gonna invest this into a property where me and my family could live comfortable, grow our own food, etc. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Again, I hear you, but once the money is already spent and I have an opportunity to make more money, you're knocking the person?
Knocking them for what?
For wanting to play.
No, I'm not knocking them for wanting to play. I'm saying they did a good job for not playing. That's what I'm saying. And you're saying that somebody's making a living. I'm saying they already made the living. Vanessa, go ahead.
I just want to say, like, even when it comes to being based on history, you got somebody like Jack Johnson, who every time he fought, there were lynchings around the country. He didn't stop fighting because they were lynching around the country. He kept going into the ring and knocking white niggas out, and other people too. But he kept going. He kept fighting. He kept his profession going. And he still, outside of that, made statements and brought light to these situations. I feel like without these platforms, you can't help people. Like the t-shirts, that brought awareness. Colin Kaepernick, if he wasn't playing, he wouldn't be on the field to even take a knee. So I feel like these platforms are necessary. And when you take a step back, what they gonna do now? They boycott and they gonna go home and go to sleep.
Salute to the ancestors, you know, but Jack Johnson was just wanted to fuck some more white bitches.
He did fuck a lot of white bitches, but he fucked up a lot of white niggas.
All right, yo, salute to Sleazy Aki for the donation. I'm going to continue with the actual comments, but I agree with Slim. I fuck with this protest. Brooklyn Honcho says, last I noticed, there's a race war going on. Fuck sports. My thoughts exactly. Muhammad Shakur says, smile. So in other words, get back to dribbling.
Yes.
So isn't that what the sports lady says? Shut up and dribble.
Dribble niggas.
I'm not fucking with that. Steph, what were you saying something, Steph? Your mic was muted.
No, yeah. Let me talk to this comment directly. Okay. Nigga. The lady says you're not qualified to talk about politics. You're not smart enough. You need to just dribble. Never said they weren't qualified to talk about it. I never said they couldn't express their feelings. I just said you still have to go to work. That is your job. I go to work. I talk my shit on here. I still got work to do.
I feel you. All right, so Virginia Slim says peace to Kenny Smith too. Muhammad Shakur says Miss Carter is an entertainer her words hold no weight in real situations.
So why does the
sports-
basketball players wait?
What do you think sports is? Exactly.
Entertainment. Why do they hold weight and Beyonce doesn't? That's yeah.
Mills Lane says Chris Rock joked about why was black people representing America in Olympics back in the 1920s. That's a good point too. You know what I mean? So they'll kill us in the street, and then they send your ass on the track to go get that gold medal for America, nigga. And then if you throw up your fist, I don't know, y'all know about the protest where they threw up the fist. Yeah, they were penalized for that. And
yeah, their whole world was took a hit when they came back home. Oh man, they was treated like people who had been fucking dishonorably discharged.
And not to mention the people who actually organized that protest were actually, it was a sociologist behind that. I don't know how many people know that, but there was a sociologist behind them doing that. Mohammed Shakur says J. Doug smiles to a degree. Some black LGBT folk in passing, racism just ain't that serious. I don't know what prompted that comment. Did anybody know what we said that prompted this one?
He said it at 9:50. I don't know what we said 10 minutes ago.
All right. Keenan says, I'm not mad at the decision. Salute Keenan. He's in the building. Keenan Kong. Mills Lane says, if they don't finish the playoffs, the NBA can terminate their collective bargaining agreement. Do you know about that stuff?
I didn't know about that, but that sounds about right. If you don't finish the season, yeah. I mean, if it's something, if they would have had to terminate the season because of COVID, that would have been one thing. But to terminate the season because of a boycott, yeah, the collective bargaining agreement being the trash. Which honestly, if I'm thinking how I'm thinking, and LeBron is really that shrewd of an operator, then he wants that collective bargaining agreement to end, to start up his own league.
Would you watch a black-owned or independent league? Would you watch that?
I watch where the players are. That's where the cameras are. The cameras are where the players are. We don't give a damn about the team names. Maybe with the NFL, you can't.
We lost Steph really quick. I think he'll be back. There you go.
Team names. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You good?
Oh yeah. The NFL, you got the helmets on. You really don't see the players. All you root for is the team name. But in the NBA, it's stars. You have faces. You know what I'm saying. You have the little showboating. You have the trash talk. You see all of that, right?
Right.
And it's star driven. Like if LeBron and Kawhi and Steph Curry and all of them decide to go to another league, I'm not watching the NBA. I'm watching that league that they going to. That's just how it is with basketball. I understand it's different with NFL.
Right. That's salute. Kalia Bolden says those players have the resources to boycott, but for how long? It's a boycott that should have taken place when the NFL banned Kaepernick. Better late than never, I guess. True. They should have definitely stood up when Kaepernick, you know what I mean, was trying to stand up. They should have been in solidarity with that man. But niggas is everybody feel like it's every man for themselves until shit get crazy. King Soul says they're affecting the pockets of people who make money off the backs of blacks' lives. Y'all don't understand how much money is spent gambling off TV deals. This is probably the most powerful statements. Yeah, when you go to gamble, I don't know, like if you ever been to any like big casinos, but they do take bets on sports at the casinos. Right. There are a lot of people, yeah. So there are a lot of people whose money is affected by this.
And get what I said. I said this was a big sacrifice. I said that, right? This is their playoff that they're about to, you know what I'm saying? Like this is actual championship on the line that they're about to boycott. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like this is just a small sacrifice. However, I don't see what comes out of it because, like, even though it affects their dollars, are the gambling, are the people over the casinos and the gambling sites, are they going to then turn around and lobby for legislation? Is that what's going to happen? Because if that is going to happen, let me shut my mouth and y'all do y'all thing. But if not, I don't see the point of boycott. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about more than just getting some money donated to an organization. That shit don't do nothing. We see it all the time. $2 million donated to this organization, and the police still killing niggas on site.
All
Like,
right.
come on, like, so unless you can get legislative change, actual systemic change, then this ain't worth it.
All right. And King so also says exactly, Steph, exactly. But that came later. You know, I'm gonna continue reading the comments that we didn't read earlier. Muhammad says also, for the record, many ball players have other ways to make money. LeBron James owns his own business as well as established investments in other corporations plus endorsements. King Soul says that's the difference when the NBA players speak next to NFL players just kneeling. All their money is guaranteed. They can really walk out and be good. And I don't know if Steph agrees with that. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep. Ms. Ravioli says domestic violence is on the rise during COVID-19 because the crackling of mass becomes more visible. The cracking of mass becomes more visible when both parties are forced to be still. The mass of abusers have an expiration date. Virginia Slim says to hold on. What is Steph saying? Steph, what are you saying, bro?
That had nothing to do with what we was talking about, bro.
But now you want to bring that up? I was trying to. All right. Virginia Slim. Actually, we was talking about domestic violence and COVID earlier. We was. I didn't earlier. I don't know where the HIV test came from, but the domestic violence was a topic earlier. In regards to COVID. But Virginia Slim says, to us, it's regular shit, but the world had a wake-up call. When the George Floyd murder happened, anything that highlights the fuckery of this country is a good thing. Agreed. Redemption's laughing at Steph. Muhammad Shakur says Dwayne Thomas of the 60s Cowboys stood up as well, or rather he sat during the anthem, and he was just one of many before Cap. Brooklyn Honcho says, as Steph, obviously they feel the message is getting lost regardless of the jerseys. No fun in games until we feel valued as a race. So he's saying that, you know, they don't feel like that message is being, you know, heard. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right. So Virginia Sims says $893,310 is the minimum compared to an average person. Including taxes, that's all way more than the rest of us are getting. And that was my point. That I feel like what they do with the money is on them, but they definitely made their living. You know what I mean? Like if they were smart about it and they worked 2 contracts, you know what I mean? They could set themselves up for a good life and let their money make money versus trying to live a lifestyle that, you know, musicians live in, or even fucking a white bitch with her mutated lips in the hotel and dumping 7 dudes coming in her mouth. Don't interrupt me while I say this. 7 dudes coming in this trash bitch mouth with with prosthetic lips. Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy.
I just want to say one thing that you gloss over.
Go ahead.
You say if they are smart, right?
Mm-hmm.
These people get these contracts at 18, 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What 18, 19-year-old you know is that smart?
You know, I would like
my point exactly.
I would like to think I would have been. You know what I'm saying? I would like to think that, but at the same time, what is more realistic of a comparison is what person goes from being poor to know how to manage money. They are smart young people. But if you was raised poor, you're not going to know how to manage money off top. But it only takes one good suggestion for someone to say, get a financial planner, and then you could be in a good space.
But if you never get that advice, why?
They've seen it time and time again. Like, let me ask you.
You've seen it time and time again. They ain't been around that long. These young kids don't know about history.
They study the players before them.
They don't study the rise and fall of their bank accounts. Like These young cats don't know. They don't even know about Sean Kemp. I know they don't know.
Yeah, but half these niggas probably had a coach who was a professional player that turned to a high school teacher. Come on, man.
No, NBA player is rare to find. A former NBA player, hard to find.
Hard to find former. All right, cool. All right, so Pressure says, salute y'all. Salute the Pressure. Pressure says a lot of these guys don't understand that they have to pay their taxes totally different than everyone else's. Pressure also says a lot of Jackson Johnson's white women, Jack Johnson's white women were killed or outlasted. I think you mean outcasted by their community. Yeah. So King says that is the statement. Fuck the money and the fame. We paid. What's next? More cops laying us down or more players and people standing up? Come on now. And Muhammad also says it's not about being qualified or not. He then goes on to say, easy, it's different for players because they keep people's attention for certain times of week. Miss Carter only pops out when there's a trend or she wants attention. I'm gonna have to agree with my panelists on this one, Muhammad. Beyonce keeps people's attention even when she's not on the stage. She has a whole cult. Beyonce has a whole cult following her. A whole cult. You know what I mean? She has influence, bro. Ms. Ravioli says, how many folks currently and actively watch the Big Three? They may be an indicator of who will watch Black-owned basketball league. Do you watch the Big Three, Steph?
Yeah.
Salute. And like I said earlier, King said exactly, Steph, exactly. Muhammad X says, Ja, my racism comments was in reference to what you said about how some Black people are convinced that racism isn't a thing. I merely provided some examples of those who had that sentiment. Copy. He also says it depends on what organizations you're talking about, but you're right. When it comes to organizations focusing on racial injustices, Brooklyn Honcho says that's why Rock Nation is winning, because they're giving financial advice along with representation. Mohamed Shakur says, Steph, no, they don't. LeBron was the last person to get drafted out of high school, and that was in 2003. And King says, it's called the Players Symposium, Steph. You sound goofy, bruh. Kemp and Vin Baker, Anton Walker all come and teach the new class of players every year before the draft. Are you
Dude, you think 30 minutes worth of class or hour-long class is really going to help someone with that who doesn't know how to manage money?
It can give them that advice, though. It can give them that advice to say, look, go yourself a financial planner.
I'm a nigga who blew $30,000 in a span of 4 months. I listen. I don't. I know they can burn. They have more access to more expensive shit.
Yeah, but that don't mean they take the bait. I feel like when people take the bait, they're trying to like what Kevin Hart said when he had that joke. He was trying to like hang out with these people with more money than him, and then he had the way my bank account set up. He had to fall back. It's like sometimes you got to know the way your bank account set up. Fall the fuck back.
And Steph, no, they don't. LeBron was the last person to get drafted out of high school. What is he talking about? Who would I say? When did I say LeBron got drafted out of high school?
No, you said the players, they get drafted out of high school. So he's saying that's the.
I didn't say the players get drafted out of high school. I said when they come to the league, they're 18, 19. They done 1 year of college. You're about 18, 19 after your freshman year of college. What are we talking about?
Well, 18 could be fresh out of high school as well. So that's what they said. Because you're 17, your last year of
But
high.
You're never 19 coming out of high school. I said 18, 19.
Right.
If you get left back, you are.
That's a fact. Listen, we're gonna move on to the next topic. This topic comes to us from Vanessa. I don't know if I want to call this. Should we call this a thought topic? Because it's like, what if she's telling the truth? So here's the deal. I don't know how to say her name, but homegirl from Love and Hip Hop pretends to be. This is how they phrased it.
Masika Fetty Wap's baby mama.
Okay, Fetty Wap's baby mother. They say she pretends to be abused and kidnapped to promote her OnlyFans. If you donate, they'll let me go, is what they call her saying. We're gonna play the video. I want the opinion of the audience. What do you think? It's a short video. She's claiming she's being abused. She's claiming she's kidnapped. Yeah, let's just play the video and see what's going on. All right, make sure the audio is correct.
I gotta hurry up, guys. Guys, I got beat up. I don't know how much time I have. I got beat really bad.
I think it's safe. I think I should mention that swipe up thing is actually an integration on Instagram where if somebody wants to promote a website, you swipe up and that website pops up. So I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit because it's a very short video. And here you go.
I don't know how much time I have. I got beat really bad. And they're coming. They said that you guys have to leave me tips and follow me so they can take the money out of it.
She said, oh she said that her abusers and or kidnappers said you have to leave tips and follow her, is what she's saying. Let's start with you, V. This is your topic. Do you believe her? Do you believe the caption in the World Star?
I don't. She gets money, Betty. Not that Betty makes a whole lot of money. She's been arguing with all types of girls all over the internet. Her makeup looks good on her body, though. I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like I'm sounding really insensitive. Like, it's not like she can't. I'm not saying she can't get kidnapped, but this just seems so fake. Like,
what makeup are you referring to? What makeup are you referring to?
The makeup on her arm that she's claiming that's a bruise. That looks like red eyeshadow. And then we have the makeup that's on her leg. That can be eyeshadow as well. And when it comes to OnlyFans, when you are getting donations from OnlyFans you have to cash out from OnlyFans, and then that has to be deposited into a bank account. So whoever the kidnappers are, they now have to provide bank information in order to receive the.
Wait, Vanessa. How do you know how OnlyFans work?
I have an OnlyFans.
Oh shit! There you go. What's your OnlyFans?
Vanessa Smilez. So if you guys want to go to my OnlyFans, it's there. It does pretty decent. But yes, what happens with OnlyFans is they have to deposit the money into that account, and they do it every Tuesday. So it's not like, it's done immediately. Like, it's not like you're getting cash in your hand right then and there. So I don't really believe this story. I really think that she's clout chasing. If she has been kidnapped, which I highly doubt, I do feel sorry for her, but I really think she's clout chasing in this. I really, really do. There has been no reports of authorities called. There has been no arrests made. So, like, I don't, if there was something serious like this happening, there would be some type of police report associated with this, and that has yet to surface. So.
Okay, Steph, your thoughts? You think she's clout chasing? You think it's real? You think she's really kidnapped? What do you think?
Let me stop you right there, Logic. We need to get to the real information. Vanessa Smilez, fans only page, OnlyFans. Listen, that's the real topic at hand. And then she tried to slide past it, talking about something. Yeah, it does all right. And I was saying to myself, she got a new mic. Okay, yeah, that's a nice quality mic she got there. I ain't even think nothing about it. I said, oh, she got the new quality headphones. Where she get those from? You know what I'm saying? I didn't think nothing.
These headphones are old though. These headphones are old though.
All right.
OnlyFans.com.
Hey,
y'all
sponsors keep treating my dog well. Keep treating Vanessa well, man.
Hold on. What you say, V?
I was gonna say I've been getting money before OnlyFans. Honestly, when OnlyFans came around, I've been building websites since 2011. So I've always had my own version of an OnlyFans, which requires paid subscriptions. So when OnlyFans and other pages like this, like ManyVids, Xvideos, when all of these other forms come out, websites come out, it's just another form of distribution. So. All
right, OnlyFans / what? Vanessa Smilez, you said?
Yep, with a Z.
with a Z. Vanessa Smilez with a Z. Anyway, back to the. So go ahead, Steph.
Yeah.
Do you think is real or what? What do you think? What's your thoughts?
Nah, man. This is clearly fake, man. I don't believe nothing about this. Even if the bruises are real, she paid someone to beat that ass.
So are you saying the thin line?
Who gonna be like, yeah, and make sure them niggas follow you. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe to your page, or else what? That who does that? That's not real. You know what I'm saying?
Look at the bruise, though. Look at the bruises. Does that look like real bruises to you, though?
And then
like, look at the shoulder.
The scratch. You see the scratch on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. That's goddamn. That's makeup artist scratch.
You know
yes.
what? I'm gonna say this. But so first off, Steph, you trying to say that she pulled the thin line between love and hate, where she beat herself? Yeah, she beat herself with the oranges in the pillowcase.
That, you know what? She could have hit the thin line, and you know she light skinned, so she bruise easy. Come on now, you know that.
Miss Ravioli, where you at in the comments? Miss Ravioli, I want to know if you think this shit is real.
Yo, it's funny you said that because I was thinking to myself, where is Miss Ravioli when you need her? Because this is right up her wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Miss Ravioli, you have the link. But you know, Miss Ravioli comes on mostly on Wednesdays. But if you want to cam up Miss Ravioli and talk about this, we are all for it. Anyway, me personally, I don't want to say it's fake, but it just seemed fake to, like Steph said, who's going to beat you up and say, make sure they follow you? You know what I mean? Like, all right, so Vanessa, you make a good point with like how OnlyFans work with the cash out to the bank account. But then again, if you're held captive, at least if in another country, I don't know about in fucking America, but you know, if you held captive, people can still have your bank card. They can still find ways to make you take out the money, give them the money or whatever. But when she added follow me, when she said, you know what I mean, they want you to donate or follow me, to me, the following is what makes it seem fake. You know what I mean? Like,
and you know what I was also thinking as you're replaying the video, this could be a scene from her OnlyFans page. Like, she could have done this as a promotional scene. Like, this could be, because people do all kinds of, you know, different type of videos when it comes to pornography, and there is a lot of quote unquote fake kidnapping scenes or, you know, fake rape scenes and stuff like that in pornography.
I would be remiss if I didn't add that the cakes do look right in said video. I must believe we must at least give her that credit.
Masika's body is crazy. Yeah, she has a nice body.
But yeah, you guys raised some good points because it doesn't look like she was just fighting. Her hair is still intact. Her you know, nothing's ripped about her bra and or panties or anything like that. And how do you say make them follow you after I beat the shit out of you? Like, it seems crazy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna beat the shit out of you and make you look crazy, and then tell them to follow this beat up body, unless they're looking for a beat up body, like you said, Vanessa, where that's their thing. They're into that type of pornography with, I guess I think it's called like snub porn or something like that. I don't know. Is that the word for it, or like?
I don't know. I've never heard of snub porn. I was thinking maybe just BDSM or I forgot what they call it's this another one that they have, like a form of rape porn.
Okay.
Yeah, the fake kidnapping porn.
Yeah.
Fake rape porn, yeah. That was weird to me. I was weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the name of it. I think of snub films. I guess I just added porn instead of films. You know what I mean? But it definitely seems to be, you know, like I said, to me the axing of the followers is the part that raised a red flag for me. They want you to have more followers. They're not just worried about the money. Like, that shit sounds crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I'm gonna go to the comments, and they've been pouring in. And let me see. My man, the comments is crazy already. All right, so real quick, to speak on the last situation before we speak on this, Keenan says the White Hobbit came after LeBron. And King said it's called prep school, Steph. They be 19 by the time they out. All right. So Virginia Slim says, in regards to this video right here that we're trying to figure out if it's real or not, Virginia Slim says, clever marketing, but it's still whole babble. King SO says, so at least they didn't shoot her feet. Brooklyn Honcho says, Logic, would you still hit with her looking like that? So I'm gonna go ahead and say
he's gonna say yes. Oh God.
I'm gonna say first, let me get another look. And let me freeze frame real quick. You know what I mean? See, this is the thing, right? Because I keep it honest with y'all. I keep it real with y'all. You know what I mean? I keep it real with y'all. And I'm gonna put myself on the screen because I will put somebody else on the screen when it comes to something like this. This is the thing. When I was young, I was a hoe. Man. I didn't have no pics, man. I was fucking everything. Fat, skinny, and in between. It didn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying? If she was a female, that's it. That's all it took. You know what I'm saying? She was letting me hit 9 times I was hitting. In my mature age, the older I get, the older I got, you know what I mean? And we're going to take the fact that I'm taking off the table, right? So, because I'm trying to indulge you in the comments. So if I wasn't taking, but I was still as mature as I am now, I'm not into like choking women. I'm not into beating up women. I'm not into like that type of pornography that they spoke about. So no, I wouldn't hit her looking like this. And then here's the other thing. I'm very paranoid. So I would be scared that after I hit, that she would blame those bruises on me. So there's a couple reasons why I wouldn't hit, but she's definitely still looking right, but I wouldn't hit. So that's my answer. V, do you believe me?
I do not. Come on, those bruises. I feel like niggas look past so much shit. Like I've even heard niggas who fuck dirty bitches before, and they're just like, "Oh, this bitch stink," but you came, like you still fuck this bitch. Like I've heard of niggas say the wildest things. "Oh, this bitch stink," but I'ma just get head, or you know, her house dirty, but I'm gonna just move the sheets over. Like I've heard niggas go through wild shit to get pussy. So I don't think her bruises would stop anybody at all.
Like I said, in my younger days, it probably wouldn't have mattered. In my younger days, especially when I first started, you know, fucking, I definitely smelled some shit and that was questionable and kept going. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo. I didn't realize, you know, I've been looking at her the whole time, you know, forgive me. But I didn't realize she says, I've been kidnapped. I'm in a warehouse somewhere. That ain't no warehouse with no goddamn plant and no goddamn. Motherfuckers will play in your face if you let them.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Read the whole thing. Hold on. Read the whole thing. Vanessa, read it, Vanessa. Unmute your mic. Read it.
I don't know where. I'm so scared. They took all my money and they want more. Please help me. Click the link in my bio and subscribe to my OnlyFans and tip me so they'll let me go. They're coming. So do they have you or like now I'm confused.
Wait, I can't.
She said, tip me so they'll let me go. They're coming. So are they coming to get her or they already have her? Yeah, this is.
I was trying to give it a benefit of the doubt, you know what I'm saying? But it just sounds crazy. Like, first of all, they took all your money, but then they let you keep your phone, which is literally a tracking device. And then you're on. And they want people to follow you, but they don't follow you. So they're not going to see this video. Like, obviously, they follow you.
Yo, she got 2.4 million followers. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Nah, this shit is crazy. All right, Cassius said, "Oh shit," Cassius Kelso, salute to you, bro. He says, "Oh shit, I came just in time." Buns talk. This is more than buns. Yo, you know what? Unmute your mic real quick. Unmute your mic. You know what this makes me think of? I seen you talk with the homies on IG one time. I'm pretty sure it was Peachy. You was on Peachy's live.
Yes.
And speaking of pornography and like bruising and crazy scenes, you spoke of this one scene where somebody punched the shit out you in your rib cage or something like that.
It wasn't like a hard punch. It was like, that's why we were talking about like awkward things during sex. So yes, I have one of these scenes where I was having sex doggy style, and it was, because I like rough sex anyways. But he was roughing me up throughout the entire time, manhandling me and all that kind of stuff. And he punched me like as I was like laying down doggy style, like he was hitting me from the back, and he punched me in the side of my rib. Like I don't like, how niggas grip a bitch's waist? Like he had his hand gripping me on one side, and then he ended up punching me on the other side. I just thought that was really weird, and I looked up at him, and I was just like, really? Like it's just like, he's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." But it wasn't like a super like hard abusive punch, but it was just like, I guess he was into it. So I don't know. It was kind of weird, Or yeah.
Unless he was into it is hilarious. So it didn't hurt? It didn't hurt?
It didn't hurt. It did not hurt at all. It wasn't like a painful punch. No, like it didn't hurt, but it was just like he was pulling me, all this other kind of stuff. So I guess like, I don't know, it was a rough sex scene. So I guess he just punched me on the side of my rib, like just one punch. It wasn't a repeated punch. It was just one punch on the side of my rib while he was fucking me doggy style. And I was just like, that's new.
Hey, Logic.
Yeah.
Can you imagine fucking a bitch from the back? Like, yeah. You like that, don't you, dirty bitch?
That's exactly how it went. Just that one punch. Like, he just like, without the dirty bitch part, but yeah. That's exactly how it went, though. Exactly.
To answer Steph's question, no, I can't. I can't imagine wanting to punch her during sex. I can't imagine wanting to punch a woman during sex.
But you guys have choked bitches before. Come on.
No, I've never. No.
Oh my God, are you serious?
No, Steph.
Okay. You gotta choke a bitch every now and again. Women love that shit.
You do.
Yeah.
You have to.
Not like choke them, like just to let them know that you could kill them, but just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
I'm not gonna stay and act like I don't know that there's women that enjoy that. I just never engaged in that type of shit. I don't find like my nigga Troy Ave once said, I'm a halfway freak. I ain't that freaky,
Bro, on a scale, listen, I used to think I was like a 9 to 10 on a scale of freakiness until I actually started hearing motherfuckers talk about shit they do during sex, and I'm like, oh, I'm a cold 5. I ain't that freaky.
All right, so let me see. All right, so Kelso says, "What up? Who's Buns on the screen?" So Kelso, we're speaking of. I can't say her name, but this is
Masika
from Love and Hip Hop. Apparently she's Fetty Wap's girlfriend or something like that, baby mother.
Yes, Fetty Wap's baby mother.
And she's claiming that she was kidnapped in a warehouse. However, this is a nice ass warehouse that resembles some sort of Airbnb or some shit. So yeah, there's that. World Financial Group says if she's faking, she should be arrested for scamming. I agree. I definitely agree with that. Kelso says I've been getting money before OnlyFans. Pay attention. Let me hold something. And let me say Mills Lane says
I'm broke, baby.
Mills Lane says excuse me. Mills Lane says glossing over OnlyFans / Vanessa Smilez. I like that. And Mom Nation Coast says Smilez. Is your OnlyFans legit or it's all sexual? That is a legit OnlyFans, nigga. What are you talking about, bro?
No. When some women, they'll just like have like pretty pictures of themselves on their OnlyFans, And then some bitches, some women be busting it open on OnlyFans. And this brother wants to subscribe to you, but if you're not busting it open, this brother not gonna subscribe.
Right, and I feel bad for the guys that get duped, because there's a lot of guys on the internet now who complain about that, and I really feel bad for them, because there are girls who would make it seem like they busting it wide open, and then when they get there, they're not. But you know what? That's how you either have returning customers or you have one-time customers.
All right, so let me say this. I did read it wrong, Muhammad. Pardon self. I read it wrong. So you saying is your OnlyFans legit, or is it all sexual? So you're saying that the legit part would be the sexual part. All right, I get it. Because I mean, a lot of people like to claim OnlyFans is like some type of Patreon or whatever, but let's be real. It's for women to
bust it open.
For people in general to sell sex. Let's just be fucking real. But Vanessa Smilez OnlyFans, I would assume, is legit, because that she's a producer. She produces these type of shit. So
nothing but fucking up there. That's what that's for.
There you go.
If you want to see some PG-13 shit, you go to Instagram or you go to YouTube.
Brooklyn Hunter says, I have mixed feelings about Vanessa OnlyFans. I respect her as a woman before an entertainer, and I'm gonna. You can speak to this.
We respect us both,
right? I just want to say this to Brooklyn Honcho. So I respect her definitely as a woman before entertainer as well. But I, like Steph said, I do respect her as both. And the other thing we should keep in mind is Vanessa is no victim. No, she's a boss. She's a producer. She produces content. She builds her own websites. She puts people to work. You know what I mean? So she's not somebody just macking on her and say, yo, make this OnlyFans or whatever. Like, she's definitely a boss in her own right. So if you support her OnlyFans or her content or her website or whatever like that, just know that the money's going to her. It's not going to some guy's hand first, or it's nobody taking advantage of her. She's definitely a producer, you know what I mean? By every sense of the word, executive and creative.
As a co-host, I feel a little bit slighted because I wasn't privy to this information prior. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to patron and support my co-host. You know what I'm saying? I respect you and I respect your hustle. That's all I want to say.
No, even when I was at at the radio station, there was like a lot of people who meet me outside of the adult industry. They say that like certain people are just like, damn, now I can't watch your shit now. Like, or some people are just like, oh, I'm gonna go subscribe. Either way, it is what it is to me, because I've done things that I felt like that was creative for me, and I feel like people should enjoy that. And I feel like the person who you see or the person who you interact with, that's just that person as is, whether or not they created something on the internet or they didn't. So
all right, so with that being said, I'm gonna also say that Brooklyn Honcho, you're not the only person that did feel that way. Like she said, she's met people who said, well, I can't watch it now. And J Doug is one of those people. J Doug said, I'm not going to watch it. Even though J Doug, other excuses, he want to watch white women. But he also said he don't want to watch her as his co-host.
I told him I have white women.
but he also said he didn't want to watch his co-host get gunned down. So, you know what I mean? So to each his own, you know what I mean? If you don't want to watch it, you don't want to watch it. If you do, you do. It's there. And if you don't want to watch it, feel free to enjoy this content and to just send a donation. You know what I mean? Just send a donation. You feel me? With that being said, and salute the Brooklyn Honcho for his generous donation he sent me yesterday. Salute to you, good brother. Kelso.
Shout out to Brooklyn Honcho.
Yeah, for real. Kelso says, getting kidnapped and making it out with a fresh coat of makeup is nuts. Yeah, you seen that, right?
Yep. Face is beat.
And
to the god.
Yes.
And Yasin, aka Sleazy Aki, says that's makeup. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think everybody agrees that that's makeup. Keenan Khan says, do y'all not know this is fake? She released another video explaining why she did it. I went to her Instagram page to look for something else, like to retort this, but I didn't find anything. So that's why I was like, well, why is this the only thing that has surfaced? Well, first of all, Keenan Kong, you should know I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. and I definitely don't listen to Fetty Wap. So I don't even know who this chick is. That's number one. Number two, you should be sending me that video on IG right now so we can actually pull that shit up. All right, Keenan. So salute to you for the information, but nigga, send the video, and we'll probably put it on the screen, and but I'm glad it's confirmed that it's fake. All right. Brooklyn Honcho says this might be a cold talk, like this is a fetish fans only page. Yeah, that's what we agree with that too. That's what it seems like. Kelso says making a public cry for help with no clothes on is nuts. Keenan says it's a PSA for sex trafficking. Is that wait, hold on. Keenan, is that really what her excuse was? Is that what she said in the video that you watched, or is that a joke? You gotta elaborate, bro. Because if it's a PSA for sex trafficking for real, if that was really her excuse,
it's a bad excuse.
That's a super bad excuse. You know what I mean? Shaharia, salute to Shaharia. If everybody didn't get a chance to check out Silence Kills last night, go watch the replay on our Rant Network on the Ranters Union YouTube or Silence Kills Facebook page. Salute to Shaharia, who is a real victim of domestic violence, not somebody promoting their fucking website via makeup and bruises on their ass. Anyway, she says, how does she have time to record herself if she's kidnapped? Her kidnappers left her phone to go on IG live only. Exactly. That's what we're saying. It doesn't make any sense. And Keenan did send me the video, so we'll pull that up after I finish the comment. Antoinette says it's fake. She has another follow-up video saying she is playing a role on a movie about sex trafficking. I was like, bitch, please. Go ahead.
I just want to say shout out to Silence Kills. I had tuned in yesterday. That's all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's up, Sharia. You hear that? He said salute to Silence Kills. You know what I mean? And let me pull up this video since everybody's calling us saying it's fake now. I'm curious to see this so-called explanation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm really curious now. So I'm going to pull up this video. Salute to Keenan for sending me the video. If you don't know how to send me videos, you should know that my information is actually in the description. Salute to Keenan for actually being, taking note to that. And my Instagram is actually in the description of this video. So feel free to use it if you want to send me content for the show, or if you just want to say what up, but don't abuse it. And definitely send a CashApp first. Don't just be sending me all types of videos.
Damn, I'm about empty already. God damn, I ran to the thing early in the morning.
All right, so here's a video. Let's see what's going on.
Like I said earlier, I don't bite my tongue. I birth Rose organization. That's my organization. Don't know what you're trying to do, homegirl, but I'm not the one. And I don't play Billy Bad either. But that letter, whatever you sent or posted, that's not me. And I stand on 10 toes down. I didn't.
Keenan is.
Oh, whoa.
I don't. Who is this?
Who is this?
What are we watching? Hold on. Let me skim. Oh, so they're talking about her in the video.
Oh, she the woman that kidnapped? Oh, she the kidnapped? Hold on. You ain't get kidnapped by no bitch. Oh,
I think that was the organization she was saying.
Sometimes you need that shock factor. I'm on set right now filming for my new show, and this is all camera makeup. I'm totally fine, guys. But the show that I am on right now is about child sex trafficking. And this is a very challenging role for me because this is something that I am very passionate about. And, and shooting this show, I've done a lot of research and I've had to dig deep, and I just, found out things that I never wanted to know about this issue. I have to make it short because I got to go on set, but I've joined forces with the Rose organization. I need you guys to follow them. They are doing great things to rescue children and women that have been sex trafficked. And I'll be posting a lot more about this. And hey guys,
and I guess this is the founder of that said organization. And now it makes sense. Let's hear what the founder has to say.
Like I said earlier, I don't bite my tongue. I birth Rose organization. That's my organization. Don't know what you're trying to do, homegirl, but I'm not the one. And I don't play Billy Bad either. But that letter, whatever you sent or posted, that's not me. And I stand on 10 toes down. I didn't write that. I didn't text that. I didn't send you that. It's not even on my letterhead. Don't know who could have did it, but you had no permission to do anything you did with the video. You had no permission, not approval or anything. I don't condone fans only. And I damn sure don't get into the f***ery with triggering people about sex trafficking. I take it dear to the heart. Like you and your girl, y'all done tried to make me fall before, but it won't happen.
Wow.
Like I said earlier.
Wow. So this the video says there, whatever her name is. You want to say her name? Vanessa, say her name for me. I don't know her name.
Masika.
There, Masika.
Masika Kalisha. I'm sorry. It sounds crazy, but it's her name.
Kalisha. Forget it. Dear Miss Tucker, on behalf of the founder, Tony D. Rivera, executive staff, we are honored to have you as one of our Rose Organizations Incorporated advisory board members. Your exuberant enthusiasm, your life story, and established trajectory of committing to serve others is most honorable. You are the kind of person we need on our platform. More important, you are who the world needs to see to heal broken hearts and restore the lives of women, children, men to wholeness. I'm not going to read the rest of this bullshit.
Please don't.
But that's crazy. That's crazy.
This is making me think even more differently about this. I don't think that she's on a movie set. I don't think that she's working, obviously, with any organization. I really think she did this for her OnlyFans. And she tried to tie into sex trafficking to try to validate why she did that.
How far is she willing to go in doing that? Like she's still promoting OnlyFans, but then she's saying this organization. She actually threw a whole nonprofit under the bus to endorse what Mills calls smut porn. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, yo? This is crazy. This is crazy. So salute to Keenan for sending me this. And Steph, you have any thoughts on how far she was willing to go to justify this publicity stunt?
Yes, actually, I want to see if that's the same background. If you could play the video again, I want to see if that's the same background from where she did the video explaining everything.
Let's check it out. Pardon self, and here you go. Looks like she's in the bathroom for this one.
Hey guys, now that I got
okay. It sounds like a bathroom too. That sounds like the acoustics of a bathroom.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a bathroom. She still has the makeup on her face. And then she says she has to go back to shooting her scene that she's claiming is a movie or some shit, but it's obviously the OnlyFans content.
Yo, my nigga. I just want to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Who would hire her for a movie? Seriously. And for you to be the domestic victim, that means you have a major role. Who the fuck is gonna give her a major role? We seen how terrible she acts. We could read through her ass that she was faking from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. You know what? For the people who haven't seen it, play it so they'll know how bad of an actor she is. They can judge.
All right, we'll play it one last time. Here we go. For research purposes.
I gotta hurry up, guys.
Yeah. Point proven. Let's get to the rest of these comments. Brooklyn Honcho says home invasion fetish. Shaharia says she could call the police if it was life-threatening. That's a fact. Kente Amente Mayat says Mr. Logic didn't like that question. And didn't approve such question. I don't know which one you're talking about, but I think I know who's behind that page. I
think he was talking about whether if you would smash or not.
Oh. that was a good question. I like that question. I like that shit. That shit was cool. Brooklyn Hunter, salute them for that question. But I don't know if that's what he was talking about. But anyway, Miss Ravioli says remove all logic from the situation. It's absurd to seek logical explanations and illogical behavior from abnormal human. Everything makes sense when you realize abuses do not make sense. I hear that, but Miss Ravioli, it's come out that was absolutely as fake as everybody suggested it to be. But I hear you on that point. Mr. Mayat says, that is correct, Smiles. Unfortunately, a lot of men today do lack standards. They will dig in a dirty vagina only to complain about how it stank later. That makes no sense to me, but then I also blame the women. It's not that, is that not embarrassing? I mean, it's not embarrassing if they still feel sought after, I guess. You know what I mean? Brooklyn Honcho says, Steph, I gotta borrow that motherfucker. Wait, I gotta borrow that motherfucker will play in your face if you let him. Good one. HB2S says, hold on. HB2S says, had to pull over to type that back on the road. All right, so he heard something that made him pull over to type something, and I'm assuming it was the punch to the side of Vanessa's guts, is what I'm thinking that was about.
No. Oh no, he was talking about her fans only.
Oh, the fans only joint. All right, so Ms. Ravioli says Leos need check warehouses in ATL between Murphy and Metropolitan, formerly Stewart Avenue, for this young lady's whereabouts. Apparently she's on Instagram. Keita Carl guys popcorn. King So says what he's basically saying, yo, what the fuck? And Miss Ravioli is laughing at HB2N. I think I might have missed the HB2N comment, but here's one that deserves a laugh. HB2N says, I think you got Captain Morgan. So Vanessa, is that an actual position?
I do not know what Captain Morgan is, but if you go back in the comments, he spoke about it. I think it's when I have no idea what that is.
Captain Morgan is when the guy stands like this with one leg up and then he's like this.
Oh, like as he's like penetrating, like oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing.
But what was the comment that I missed? What was the comment that I missed?
It was all the way up. I think it was by HB2 and where he went into detail about Captain Morgan.
Oh, he went into. I don't see that.
Yeah, but I was reading it and I was like, really? I'm like, this is a thing, but apparently it is.
So do you see it? Because
you got to go down and read. You got to go down and read what Captain Morgan is.
All right, cool. All right, so let me pull up. He said, I think you got Captain Morgan. Mills Lane says, VeeSmilez. Is that on the OnlyFans page, that scene?
Actually, no, that's on my website, VanessaSmilez.com. I have some videos that I have on OnlyFans, but a lot of I keep my website exclusive by having exclusive content on there.
All right, so I think that one is
spelled Vanessa Smilez XXX.
Yeah, with an S.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think that one is with an S though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa Smilez with an S. XXX.com. All right. So we're gonna keep going. HB2N says nut in a girl, punch her in the stomach, then step on her while she's bent over in pain.
Yeah.
Is the Captain Morgan.
That is the comment that I read. I was like, what?
And I won't be trying that. Go ahead, Steph.
No, I just went to the website real quick. Vanessa, you be fucking these hoes.
Well, I haven't done porn in a long time, but yes, yeah.
Oh, you was fucking these hoes.
Yeah.
You were fucking these hoes.
Yeah. I mean, everything is organized, Organized, set up to the T, testings done, all of these things. So you got to have these things in protocol to be able to protect yourself and do something like that.
All right, salute. Kelso says, what is it hitting for, respectfully? What is hitting for? Brooklyn Andrew says, at Logic, we just talked about that on Saturday's show about rough sex. Sign a disclosure if they want it rough. Yeah, they spoke about that on Straight Up in the Morning. If you don't watch Straight Up in the Morning, watch Straight Up in the Morning on the Rant Network on the weekends. So yeah, they definitely did speak about that. Kente Amenti Mayat says, as a man who grew up around abuse, I'm not choking a woman during sex, and I think you got issues for liking that. If you're white, then it's different.
Can I say something about that?
Good.
When men, first of all, when I'm having sex, right, I typically hold my breath. It helps me ejaculate faster, right? And a lot of people, they would like use like a belt or some kind of tie to help. I don't know why, but it does help you come faster. And I don't know, I'm not a woman, but I assume it might be the same thing for them. So to assume that it has to do with abuse is misplaced. It is simply a sexual gesture. Like, you don't always have to go too deep on it. Sometimes it is what it is.
Okay, there you go. My Mexico says, I'm only asking because I do subscribe to OnlyFans, only for legit reasons. I'm not a low tier man, so it's beneath me to pay for nudes or sexual content. All right, salute to you.
Beneath you. All right, you're better than everyone else.
All right, man. Salute. Everybody has their own preference, but I don't think nobody's beneath anybody when it comes to, you know, if they want to, people donate for this show. You know what I'm saying? If people want to donate to see their favorite Instagram model busted open because they don't do that on IG, hey, they want to see what it's hitting for. You know what I mean? Like Cassius Kelso said earlier, what is hitting for?
And I want to ask, you know, I asked you off camera. Don't worry about it. We ain't gonna get to it on the show.
Okay.
I respect you.
I think he's about to ask what Sleazy Aki is referring to, and Sleazy Aki says, "I need a job, V."
Where you at?
Yo, you know what? I've thought of this in my mind of maybe making like a soft porn movie, because you know I'm a filmmaker too. So, like, would you help me get into that? Could we make a soft porn film?
Yes, I've always wanted to take it up to a notch and do like some real sensual shit, some shit that actually has no penetration. I think that that would cater to a different audience for sure.
I think it would, and you know, and I hope I'm not blowing it up, you know what I'm saying? But I'll say it, fuck it, for my audience. I love my audience, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of these fucking joints need storyline. You know, I know a lot of people
real storylines, exactly.
Yeah, like what? The shit is just ridiculous. Go ahead, Steph.
Porn with I'm with you, Logic. Porn with storyline is underrated. You know what I'm saying? Bring back not parody, but bring back storyline porn with the storyline. Like, it's like to me, it's like horror films. For a long time, horror films were just scary, had no fucking storyline. The storyline was stupid as shit. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with porn. Like, if you can establish a storyline, man, that shit be fire.
Shit will be fire. You know what I mean?
Some of my best videos had the storyline, and I have videos with the storyline. Some of them don't. Some of my best videos I have a lot of traction on had storylines.
There you go. You heard it here first. I'm gonna produce a porn with VeeSmilez. Steph, you want in? You want in? You gonna help us write?
Hey, nigga, if you need hey, listen, if you need a writer for anything, nigga, I'm a writer. I will write some shit.
All right, let's get it. HB2S says, has the link been posted? It hasn't been posted, but you can definitely Google it. Keenan Khan says, just sent you the we got that. HB2N says, rape fetish is still taboo. Keenan Khan says, keep watching. We did. HB2N says, passionate about sex trafficking. All right. Yeah, that was some bullshit. And I'm glad that the person whose organization it was called her out on it. And Mills Lane says, Mashika Smilez. And HB2.
Oh, God.
I shouldn't have Googled Vanessa Smilez XXX. I'm over here driving with stick shift, but it's an automatic. Pause.
Well, good morning to you too.
Pull over, nigga. Pull over. Before you crash into something. HB2S says super, super low key. And then Brooklyn Huntress is Logic. If you ever made a sexual movie, it can only be considered soft porn. So I've made documentaries on serious topics. I've made a comedy film, a feature-length comedy mockumentary. I've made a short comedy film. I've never made an actual like sexual film. So, you know, I think I would do well at that, but I wouldn't. I think I like to dib and dab in different types of film. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like just a one-trick pony, as they like to say. So, you know, I think I'll have one under my belt, at least one. I think I definitely, and I would love to collab with Vanessa on that. Go ahead, Steph.
When I was a teenager, I used to want to make rap songs for porno music. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like, you know what I'm saying? You ever hear the songs that they have? Like, it's the big butt slam, bam, make you want to make like all that shit, man. I'd be like, nah, man. I was like, man, I'm finna make porn music go hard, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? Speaking of porn music, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a few songs from my homeboy, Mr. Motherfucking Esquire, when it's over. And it's from his new project called Confessions of a Sex Addict. And, it's a really dope project. You can buy it, you can stream it, and it's also on YouTube as well if you just want to listen to some of the tunes. And I'm gonna play some of those songs at the end of this. So stay tuned for an exclusive, exclusive listening session of Mr. Motherfucking Esquire. And I know you have to go, V. I'm gonna read the last of these comments, and I'm gonna let you go. Muhammad Extra Core says, Steph, I hear what you're saying about how sometimes it just is what it is, but personally, I'm not buying that. So I get why Kente said what he said.
I mean, I can't speak for everyone. I'm just speaking for myself. For me, it is like I said, when I'm having sex, I know for me, I've caught myself holding my breath when trying to ejaculate. I can't, like I said, I can't speak for anyone else. I'm just talking about me.
You don't have to go in too much. You don't have to go in. But Keenan Constant, Keenan Constant, who's watching porn for more than 4 or 5 minutes? Well, maybe if you're watching it with your lady, you know what I mean? Yeah, that is one of them things that you can Netflix and chill for real. You know what I mean? So,
but also oh my bad.
When you're fucking, you just let the shit play. Like you.
When you watch porn, listen. One thing I know about porn, if like the porn is like the beginning is stupid. If I fast forward to 2 minutes, I know some dick is being sucked or some pussy is being ate. I know that for a fact. That's why I know.
All right, Mom says some of these so-called fetishes have links. As quiet as kept. Miss Ravioli says, "Why do you want to ejaculate early, as opposed to naturally?" I can't answer for him. Do you want to answer that question?
She's like, why are you stopping your ejaculation?
This question for me?
Yeah, you the one. You said you said this is ejaculate early or something like that.
No, that's natural. Like I've caught myself doing it. I don't do it on purpose. I've caught myself doing it. See what I'm saying? Like, you know how you do things subconsciously? I've caught myself doing it. Because when I first heard about people tying themselves up and like using a belt to ejaculate, I was like, that's weird. But then later on, I caught myself just, having sex, and I caught myself during sex holding my breath. It's something natural. It's just something I naturally do. And you don't have to put the camera on me, my nigga. I've already got my point across. Why are we doing this?
That is close to erotic asphyxiation, where they ejaculate right before they pass.
No, what I was saying was, that Bill's Lane says Steph Carradine, because the actor I think David Carradine died that way. So,
oh, God.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I want to say one thing too, nigga. I don't mind none of the jokes as long as they funny. That was Mills Lane is usually really funny. I like funny jokes, man. Keep them coming, man.
No doubt. Keenan says major pause. Brooklyn Hunter says, consider me a solid investor on that movie with y'all. By the way, what's the name of the movie, y'all? So my first film
Steph Carradine.
Oh, I almost went into a whole resume of my films. He wasn't asking about the name of the film is to be discussed. It's to be determined. It's TBD right now. To be determined. You know what I mean? But I think it's something we could pull off. You know, I'm a producer, she's a producer. Steph writes, he's also a comedian. I think we could come up with some good shit for this. And Keenan Khan says, I'm talking about one specific video for more than 5 minutes. I hear you. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna make a film that you can play and you know what I mean, get in the mood with your lady, and you know what I'm saying, y'all can go off and fuck, I can keep playing, and y'all can when y'all done, roll over and watch the rest of the film. And it can actually be an actual film. You know what I'm saying? So
I can see a movie opening up to I can see a movie starting off with goddamn a Cool J song, Who Do You Love? Who do you love?
That used to be my shit. That used to be my shit. All right. So HB2N says it starts out holding your breath. That leads to belts around your neck, hanging in the closet. Yo, and then they say, be
careful. Right.
Be careful, my man. Oh man, it is hilarious, man. I love this shit, man. I love my audience. I love our audience. I love the co-hosts. You know what I mean? This shit is, you know, I love waking up to do this in the morning. And,
Word.
This is the world,
and I wouldn't be anywhere else. Like I said before, the only reason we would not be here is if something serious happened. You know what I mean? Like we got a family emergency or money's calling. If money's calling, then of course we got to do what we got to do. Really quick, while I have everybody's attention and we got a good, you know, decent amount of people in the room, I just want to say most of us in this sector of YouTube and others know about King Face. King Face is a guy who he came up in the industry behind the scenes, and then he made his debut on Queen's Flips platform. He also came on this platform on the Ranters Union on our Rant Network via Clemmy's Couch. I met him in person. He was a really cordial dude. Online, he's very vocal, and his political views sometimes rubs people the wrong way. But as you know, here on the Morning Rant, we let everyone have their own views, and we still treat each other with respect. So, like I said, he's always treated me with respect behind the scenes. Like I said, I introduced him to Q Butter, who has totally different views than him. You might know who Q Butter is from the Ziax Institute. And they remain friends from the day I had them on Clemmy's Couch. If you didn't see that episode, watch Clemmy's Couch on this channel. But I say all of that to say this: King's Face is deadly sick right now. He's deadly sick right now. He's in the hospital. I think they put him in a coma. And he has a GoFundMe page, and the GoFundMe page is to help pay the medical bills and or what, you know, hopefully doesn't happen, which is possible, you know, that, you know, in when things are this serious, you know, it's possible is it can go either way. I don't even want to say it, but like I can confirm with you that behind the scenes that, you know, no matter how vocal he is about his opinions, he's definitely a good brother. He definitely was always cordial with me. We found out we had mutual friends. Some of our mutual friends were even family of mine. He even knew my family. You know what I mean? So, you know, and not that should matter to you, but I'm just going as far as to say that, you know, I wouldn't even know that if he wasn't as cordial as he is to even have these type of conversations for us to even talk. And I haven't spoken to him lately. We don't speak often, but it really saddens me to hear that he's going through what he's going through. And if you remember an earlier episode, I spoke about one day going to bed and waking up feeling really grateful. And I think we should all feel grateful that we still have our lives, that we still able to walk around, move, talk, breathe, you know, we're still functioning, you know what I mean? And right now he's actually in a coma. So I'm really sad to hear about that. And I heard through you know, valid sources that you know, this is a real situation, and they didn't want to talk about it earlier, but they're talking about it now. So he has a GoFundMe. It is in the description of this episode. I do wish King Face the best. I hope he gets well. And please, if you can donate to King's Face, you know, GoFundMe. As Redemption said, she says you read about it and it's sad. It's definitely sad. And if you can donate, everything helps. I believe they're raising, I think, $100,000. I think right now the GoFundMe is at probably at least 20% of that. Anything you can throw in the pot, throw it in the pot. Once again, we're talking about King Face. Please, donate to that man if you can. And HB2N says, my niece was in ICU. Bill was like $250K, and she was there for 2 weeks. Shaking my head. King Face has been there for 2 months, allegedly. So, yeah, man, that's crazy. So definitely the bills can definitely rise up. So if you know King Face, if you ever been entertained by him, provoked any way, he even provoked any thought, emotion from you. Because as Ice Cube say, he was probably like that nigga people love to hate, you know what I mean? But at the same time, we don't really hate nobody here. If you promote thought, emotion, you know what I mean? We just got to respect it, you know what I'm saying? And respect it that he was able to stand on his square publicly and talk about his unpopular opinion. So please, if you ever been, impacted by him, please donate to his GoFundMe now. It's in the description. And to end the show with some songs based on what we talked about last, asphyxiation, porn, sex. We're gonna go into some music from Mr. Motherfucking Esquire from his new project, Confessions of a Sex Addict.
Hold on.
What's up, Steph?
It's a comment that said, yo, Steph suspect. Not of the sort, brother. Not at all. Not even close. I don't be on that gay shit.
Wait. Read the whole comment.
I don't play on that gay shit.
Yo, he said, yo, Steph suspect. He was playing footsies with J Doug the other night, cooling himself off with 2-hand fans because of the new Meg single was dropping, and now he admits to trying to bust like a woman. What the fuck? That's not like busting like a woman, but salute the King Soul because he actually watches live and on point. Because I know what episode he's talking about. J Doug accused you.
I know what he's talking about too.
And then J Doug said, "Get your feet off me, man."
Oh God.
But we needed a little bit of laugh on our way out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
I'm saying, ain't nothing suspect about Steph. Steph likes women and women exclusively.
Hold on. Go ahead, Steph.
Matter of fact, black women exclusively.
Oh.
Listen.
Go ahead, talk that shit, Steph. Talk your shit.
Oh, you got a camera on me? Okay.
Talk your shit.
Listen, ain't nothing suspect about me. Okay. I love women, only women. I don't even do anal. I don't lick anal because anal ain't for me. Anal for that gay shit. I love vagina. Okay. Vagina. All right. I eat the pussy. Okay. I goes deep in the pussy. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I swim in it. Get drowned.
Something about your mac and cheese that keep me coming home. You got my soul and I can't run. You're all I want, so let's Netflix and pill, cause I got no time to chill. Netflix and pill, we ain't got the time to chill.
Ain't got time for that. We building a spaceship, nigga. Bitches, he made this shit for me.
Don't love despite my struggles, baby. Love me for my vision. I dropped out of the high, but shit, I could've went to Princeton. Could've went to prison. Oldest Clinton. Bitten. Sneaky suck your titties on the visit. You freaky when I want, but see, I seek your intuition. You see your insecurities when peeking in the mirror. I taste divinity and how you season up the chicken. It taught my heart beats to the sinker. Yo, I'm a slave to your inner thighs. You a slave to the outer limits of my mind. And that's okay, you even trade, cause trust is sublime. And what's love besides blindness, leading the blind? But anyway, sperm hit the egg, now we multiply. And now our universal footprint is stamped in time, forever. Sometimes I wonder what our daughter be like. I hope that everything I got wrong, she'll get right. I hope she never get her OnlyFans and mini-vids. I hope she always stay a virgin and have 6 kids. That don't make no sense. Why so live with cats and then I pick a kitty up? Your sex is like a sedative, you come my favorite drug. Oh my Lord, say oh my Lord. Slip in the west, probably made a puddle of Call you through the intercom, but it's something about your mac and cheese that keep me coming home. You got my soul and I can't run. You're all I want, so let Netflix and pill, cause I got no time to chill. Netflix and pill, we ain't got the time to chill.
Ain't got time for that. Building a spaceship, nigga. Bitches, he made this shit for me.
Don't love despite my struggles, baby, love me for my vision. I dropped out of the high, but shit, I could've went to Princeton, could've went to prison. Oldest Burger Clinton, bitten. Sneaky suck your titties on the visit. You freaky when I want, but see, I seek your intuition. You see your insecurities when peeking in the mirror. I taste divinity and how you season up the chicken. It taught my heartbeats to the sink of your rhythm. I'm a slave to your inner thighs. You a slave to the outer limits of my mind. And that's okay, you even trade, cause trust is sublime. And what's love besides blindness, leading the blind? But anyway, sperm hit the egg, now we multiply. And now our universal footprint is stamped in time, forever. Sometimes I wonder what our daughter be like. I hope that everything I got wrong, she'll get right. I hope she never get her OnlyFans and mini-vids. I hope she always stay a virgin and have 6 kids. That don't make no sense.
Jump around if your man love your walk. Walk to the girl ever wine in a dance and get man on the act like them they are dove cut when them in your bed.
Niggas come back, nigga. Niggas thought it was over with for me, nigga. Y'all tried to kill me out, nigga. I ain't forgot about that shit. Y'all niggas think I forgot, nigga. I ain't forgot about none of that shit. So I'm back with a chip on my fucking shoulder, nigga.
Wrote this with my eyes closed, or rose and Moscato. Intuition, intervention, flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I be dead if I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest just follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with Davo. Say no to CashApp, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm gonna like just go. Come dumpsters, some call them sluts, I call them hardcore goddesses. We all love the fuck. Front if you want, but we all wanna fuck. Rather have a bitch who suck a mean dick than one who don't. Rather have a professional who do a sexy style. Crawl to you on the floors and tell you, come and dig me ass. Shit, I know I do. My dick hard now, writing this. Thinking about come dumpsters. Some call them sluts, I call them hardcore goddesses. We all love the fuck. Front if you want, but we all wanna fuck. Rather have a bitch who suck a mean dick than one who don't. Rather have a professional who do a sexy style. Crawl to you on the floors and tell you, come and dig me ass. Shit, I know I do. My dick hard now, writing this. Thinking about this little tiny Spanish bitch. Need to watch me some Pinky or X and XX. Sometimes I mess with X videos too, but they be taking down shit. Fucking up my bookmarks, I should've downloaded it. These new hoes this week, I'm in the homegrown and older shit like Roxy, Beauty Dior. I miss Brianna Bliss, Big Booty Flame. Say what's her name? You know that other bitch. Lexi Cruz, Melrose Fox, Michelle Tucker. I don't care what none of y'all say, I still cover. Bot in the comments told me I could get my dick big. Pop up trying to put me on the free live cam. Message to my mans, when I go, my last request, just make sure you clear my browser history so I can rest. Street hood world shit. Hey yo, I know that bitch, I got her on my Facebook. We got 2 mutual friends. Shout to Mike Dirty and Welshie back in the day. 4 girls having Southern bitches on display. Now it's Midwest Raw A and Big Buddha Bang. I know way too much about porn, so what, I ain't ashamed. Nasty bitches like Tap by Queen Gianna Michaels. Seen her spit some nut at the nigga, that bitch is psycho. As far as white hoes, if they appalled, then we feel them. But if they don't fuck niggas, then we don't click them. Simple as that. Simple as that. My dick revolutionary too. We all got our addictions. Some of us be in the sick shit. S&M latex sadomasochistic. Whips, paddles, mask, blood, piss shit. Bukkake, foot fetishes, fisting. Gonzo, these bitches way beyond hoes. Some do it for the rush, some do it cause their father wasn't home. Most do it for the dough. Smile to the camera and lie. Got a single teardrop mixed with the cum inside their eye. Bye. So I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna do. Yeah. I had some other shit too for this verse, but it was like It was some deep, like I start getting all metaphysical about why niggas watch porn and shit. I was just like, man, fuck that, I'm not even rapping that shit, cause don't nobody watch porn for all that shit. Don't nobody watch porn for that. Niggas watch shit to escape they shit, you know what I mean? Nobody wanna hear why they watching porn. Shit got real depressing. I'm not even gonna do that to y'all. Yeah, Gonzo. Triple black in the motherfucking house. My nasty brother right there. Nasty boys coming soon. Tulane, Confessions of a Sex Addict. Shout out Reign Supreme. Shout out Tap Out Queen. Shout out Platinum Booty. My motherfucking nigga Rodney St. Cloud. Who else I'm cool with? Mike Dirty, what's good, nigga? Nah, man. I pop the rhino, then she swallow like it's Mr. Sacco.
Bitch, I get so much pussy. I'm on cloud nine. I'm conceited. I'm cocky. I'm arrogant. I'm full of myself. I do so many scenes. It's crazy. I fuck a lot of bitches. I'm on set right now. I got a white girl in the next room. She's getting her makeup done. We're gonna fuck in a minute.
Slow, deep stroke. You want my body? Slow, deep stroke. What is it? You want my mind? Deep stroke. I know what you want. Slow, deep stroke. She wants a slow, deep stroke. Her left leg with the slow, deep stroke. Sit down, girl, relax your mind, and let me pour you a glass of wine. That'll do your body right. You bad, huh? You naughty, right? Wow.
Look past your mind, look past your fears. Girl, dry your eyes, wipe all your tears. I know you feeling like I feel it too. No matter where you run, I got my eyes on you. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, girl. Nowhere to run, nowhere to.
I need a freak in the morning, a freak in the evening, just like me. I need a certified freak that can satisfy me, heal my pain. I need a thoroughbred bitch that can come and ride me, leave me dread. And when I bust off, she gon' whisper, come inside me, have my baby.
Hey, what's up, baby girl? How you doing? Damn, would you look good? Would you cut your hair some? Hey, come in. Sit there. Want to watch Netflix? Yeah, it's my girl account. It's cool. You want some water or something? I got some hummus and hot sauce. Oh, you just want to get right to it? Okay, it's cool. Come in. Oh, you want the slow, deep strokes, huh? I got you. Yeah.
Recently we vibe with, she stared at me silent. I know what she wanted, it's obviously what I'm providing. I usually bounce that ass like she Kawasaki riding. Tonight we in slow-mo, turn down the tempo, I turn up an inch more on these strokes. Can you cope? You a mature lady, every single night. You ain't gotta be screaming out, you ain't gotta break my skin and go crazy. To tell the truth, that shit don't even faze me. Go ahead, take your time, that way is wavy.
Hey, hold, where you going? Stop, what happened? Oh, your man texting you? I bet. You ain't telling nigga where you was at, right? Okay, I'll bust that nigga head. Yo, wait, before you go, throw this garbage out real quick. I never have to text me later.
I'm back with a chip on my fucking shoulder, nigga.
Wrote this with my eyes closed, on rose in Moscato. Intuition in the visions flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I begin if I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest just follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with dollars. Say no to CashApp, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm prone to lie though, just don't tell all my bros. Ice roll gelato in the Bronto, so I got the sky clothes. Damn, it's raining, grab my cane and pass my Prada poncho. The boots was leather with the tattoos, those the Randy Machos. Goggles, Ferragamo, condos big as Costco. I popped the rhino, then she swallowed like it's Mr. Sacco. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. Modern life like Rocco, but I still pray to Shango. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to gaucho. Rebel, outlaw, reckless, vato, ghetto, desperado. Aim the Draco, eating tacos, take your breath like tacos. Adjacent to Van Gogh, I'm chasing my shadow. The pain is a shackle, embrace it for battle. In the gym for 7 weeks, I feel like Boris Kojo. I mean Cujo with a new host over watching Kuso. With my old hoe, I forgot I fuck my hoes in duos. Bobo throws in 2 hoes, loopholes out with pool holes. That piece of coupon for designer, Gucci coat was 2-tone. School old Parasuco, shoot like Tony Kukoc. Bitch, I'm a Samson, no Delilah, put that on my tombstone. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's worth the gauchos.